Good morning, Sassy Fam. Welcome to your Sunday check-in. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. Today's check-in is for the situation, and it's a tarot reading. That's exactly what it sounds like. I'm going to take a look at a situation that may or may not be happening for you and what you might do about it. Like always, take what resonates, leave what does not. You guys, there really isn't much to talk about. I sat here for several minutes. I'm like, what is there to talk about with Sassy Fam when we have these few moments together? Not much. We're still at the top of Taurus season, so happy birthday to Taurus. And, you know, we're in between the new moon and the next full moon. The weather remains moody. Actually, it was quite misty this morning. You know, it was like something out of a Stephen King novel. It's quite moody, quite dreary, ongoing. I think we're on like day 30 or something. I don't know. But yeah, other than that, there's not much to talk about, guys. And that's okay. You know, that suggests a certain sort of calmness, doesn't it? We'll take that. That's fine. Personally, I've been asked to attend a poetry competition this evening, not as a participant, but as a judge, and that's always fun. I think it's fun. It's fun to participate, to read your work, and then also it's fun to be, I guess you could say, a judge. It sounds so formal, but it isn't. It's a very informal competition done with locals. These folks, I've been seeing their stuff or listening to their stuff for a couple years, and I'm very familiar with who they are, and they know me. And there's always new people. Occasionally there's new people, but really it's a core group of repeating poets. Repeating poets. You know what? I'll tell you what, that should be our group name, Repeating Poets. But yeah, I'm doing that this evening, and that'll be fun. And other than that, it's going to be pretty low-key for the next several weeks, which, yeah, that's not a bad thing, to be honest. It really isn't. Let's have a chill, if not lazy weekend. I think it's possible. It is possible. I know it's possible. I'm going to make it possible. All right, that's it, you guys. I got nothing except your readings today. And then also next week will be Celtic Cross readings. So I will see you next week for the Celtic Cross readings, and I will see you at your sign today. Take care. Be well. Leo, you're up first. Show me Leo, please. The situation, the High Priestess, how you feel about it, the Sun, to consider, Two of Cups. Outcome is Eight of Wands. The situation right now, I got you listening to yourself intuitively, and that's going to be a quiet process. It's silent. You're feeling something on the inside that you are currently exploring or navigating. Okay. And how you feel about what you feel. The Sun. What is speaking to you intuitively actually makes you quite happy. You like where your inner voice is taking you. You like what you experience with the intuitive self. So whatever it is you're contemplating or dwelling on or feeling your way towards, you like it. It doesn't feel threatening to you. On the contrary, it makes you quite happy. To consider, Two of Cups. It's an emotional union. You have this idea that perhaps they feel similarly to you. Outcome is Eight of Wands. We're talking. So what started as a quiet internal process now becomes external. Okay? I don't know what kind of vehicle that was, but it was different. I live in the burbs, but you wouldn't know it. Sometimes it sounds very city-like. Out here in the burbs. What's going on? See that High Priestess. Three of Cups. The Shadow. Oh, Nine of Pentacles. Oh, why? Oh, yeah, okay. Three of Cups, the Devil, Nine of Pentacles. What you feel intuitively, it leads you to some lovely positive places. It does. It makes you happy. It makes you smile a little bit. But internally, there's a pressure here. Three of Cups, the Devil, Nine of Pentacles. Now, it's not too bad. But it's there. It's a pressure. I want to connect with this. I very much want to connect to this. And that pressure is going up. Okay? Right now it's manageable. I know that because your process is still silent with the High Priestess. But that pressure is building up on the inside to connect to this. And you want to, very much. It's starting to be all you can think about or feel about. The Sun. But there's this kind of fear here. You don't want to look needy or come across as needy or greedy. You want to be seen as independent, capable. I don't need that. You don't need it. You don't need it. You don't. You don't need to connect to this. But you want to. And if you're someone who identifies strongly as independent, yeah, it's going to feel a little weird to you, a little alien. Why do I want to connect to them so much? Oh my God, it's stupid. Yeah, because something's speaking to you that's outside of you. That's why. And it speaks to you very clearly in terms of, emotionality, happiness, connectivity that feels good or has the potential to feel good and love you back. And yeah, all that good stuff that requires the participation of someone else, and it can't just be fulfilled of the self. Pressure. It's building. That's a manageable devil at this point through my eyes. Okay? The Sun. The World. The Hanged Man. Page of Wands. Yeah. Yeah. This time of hanging back and doing nothing, we want it to close out and then also open the door to possibility. Yeah, so keeping it kind of locked up inside ourselves and just quietly feeling our way around this and getting a little giddy off of it, getting a little high off the notion of connecting to somebody, well, that's only going to fuel you for so long. Eventually, this Leo I'm looking at, you want to release the pressure. That's the idea. So yeah, this idea of hanging back, doing nothing's closing out, and then this is the world is actually in the open position. So closing out, doing nothing, opening up to possibility. You want to feel the sun. The warmth. I'm not telling you to. That's what's going on within you, spiritually and emotionally. How it happens in 3D, if it does at all, is up to you. But it seems like it starts with communication, as most things do. Okay. To consider, Two of Cups. The actual potential emotional union itself. Is it like you? Can it be returned? You seem to have this idea that, yeah, it could be. And it's one of the things that pleases you immensely. The Emperor, strength, there you are, darling. Ace of Wands, yeah. Yeah. Oh, you as the proud Leo. It's like all Leos are proud. No, it's just not true. It's one of your hallmarks. Absolutely. But not every lion lives up to the reputation. It depends. All signs, all 12 signs, mind you, have the opportunity to be developed, underdeveloped, or somewhere in between. Okay. You're more on the side of developed. But I think you also got very accustomed to your independent nature, the strength of your own will and desires. So like I said, it feels a little alien to you that you desire something so much outside of yourself and you can't personally supply it. No. This is where it crosses that independent nature. And I know, I'm the same darn way. It feels weird. But it's that same thing that you want, that you see in yourself first. You have now come to identify it in someone else. So, the Emperor, Strength, there you are, darling. Ace of Wands, looking fierce. Fierce as F, as they say. Yeah, might have little Aries in there too. But Ace of Wands, Two of Cups, to consider. Could be a good match for you. And yeah, I strongly suspect your intuition's correct. Could be a pretty good match. Very similar emotional energies, you suspect. That they get you. They'd understand you. Okay. The Emperor, Strength, Ace of Wands. You're strong-willed. And you believe in the beginnings. You do. And that's a beautiful thing. You have the energy for it. You have the strength for it. And I know sometimes pride gets in the way. But I promise you, you desiring this is not weakness. It's not. If anything, it's a good reflection for your strength. Because you see it in them too. Something to think about. I can see that. This Leo's a little preoccupied about how I look. I want to look strong and independent. You already are. You already are. So desiring someone outside of you does not make you weak. On the contrary, it flatters your strength. Ace of Wands, outcome. Oh, I imagine you might be a double, triple something, Leo. Oh, I don't think it's a one-off. I really don't. You throw in a dash of Aries in there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You was stubborn. But you know, in your kind of sexy Leo way. All right. Eight of Wands. Yeah. All right. Oh, Seven of Wands, Death, Queen of Cups. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Defenses are down. Could be connecting to water signs, specifically Scorpio. Clearly you can see why I'm saying that. Queen of Cups with Death. Just that as an aside. No. I mean, you already showed me that time of hanging back and doing nothing. You can feel that closing out and something else opening up. Very similar to over here. But look at that defensiveness, that guardedness. And Death is transformed. Why does this person provoke in you this idea of I gotta let my guard down? I'm defenseless. Goodness me. You associate this desire of yours that naturally makes you feel happy by God, the Sun. You even intuitively feel that they have a similar construct to you, or they could do, at the emotional level. But my goodness, you associate them so much with, I have to lower my defenses, they make me weak, I desire them too much. My goodness, honey. You showed me that a couple of times, but this really, icing on that cake. My goodness. I have to lower my guard. But more than that, transforming the approach. Even talking to them makes you feel incredibly vulnerable. You're still strong, you're still badass. All right? Is it really that so? It really so hard. There's that pressure. Think about your previous love history. Whenever you felt authentic love, did you associate that always with weakness? Because it's outside of you, beyond your control. Well, that just means it's that much more authentic. The love is real then. It's not something you have to question. But yes, being guarded, something here you have to address. You are your only opponent. Clearly. And I must say, you're a mighty opponent. But yes, the approach has to be different. I agree. Just talking to them says I'm letting my guard down. And that's weird. That's weird for you, but you're doing it anyway. I'm not saying you have to, but you're doing it. I think it's a good choice. And it shows just how strong you are. But yeah, let's be clear. It's not about a you versus. I hate that language. Versus automatically puts two people in opposition, which means you've already failed. This isn't about a you versus them. This is you versus you. You're so strong-willed. You don't want to be seen as weak. Love must be a hell of a thing for you. But remember this. You have to get past you, or you will succumb to you. Yes, I see you using good words. My goodness. And all because you want to talk. Remember this. Whomever you choose as a partner needs to be a good reflection of you. Are they like me? Are they my equal? Are they of my worth? And you strongly suspect they are. Just the idea of them makes you phenomenally happy. I promise you that devil's very manageable. I want to connect to them. I feel it's right. But I'm afraid of looking weak. Like I can't hack it. It threatens my independence. It's because what you feel for someone, again, is outside of your control. Yes, I repeat myself often because tarot is often complex to the human experience because human beings are complex, mentally, emotionally, so on and so forth. So it's as much as a challenge as you make it out to be. Adapt and thrive. Luck flows with change. Stay flexible. Embrace shifts and learn from the journey as answers reveal themselves. But adapt and thrive. Change up, switch up. Okay. Let's see. We'll pull some time cards, although to me it's kind of irrelevant, but every now and again. Last January might have been very significant. I don't know why, but you would. Perhaps you became aware of them last January. Perhaps you had some changes in your life in January. Perhaps you started to see things differently or feel things differently in January. But at the top of the year, ask yourself, Leo, January 2026, different perhaps for Leo than December 2025. But for some of you, January is a major reference point. I don't know why. No, I don't see it as a future January when you finally open up. No. I think January was important for some of you. And that continued or flowed into February. I think this Leo, how they started to perceive themselves and feel about things January, February was very different compared to the months before. Okay. One letter, H. We have the medallion of Gemini. You might have some very strong Gemini in your chart. Could be connecting to, and then the season might be important to you. Gemini is right after Taurus. Okay, so that would be our most upcoming time reference. The owl. I know you're wise. I know you are. You're smart. You're observant. That's the whole thing with the owls, the big eyes. Observant. Basic observation skills can carry us a long way. You see what you see. You know what you know. All right. And coffee bean in reverse. Some of you don't like coffee, but others of you, energy. Your energy. You haven't shown this any energy. Yeah, I think that's changing. And then the four-leaf clover. A little bit of luck. Never hurt anybody. A little bit of luck's coming your way. All right, Leo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, what's up? Show me, Saggy. The situation, Five of Wands. How you feel about it, Queen of Swords. Good for you. Yeah, to consider, Four of Wands. Outcome is the Chariot. Okay, Five of Wands, the situation. We got some frustration. Arguing. It's external, but you're a participant. Thing is that you're trying to be level-headed, Queen of Swords. You're trying to be logical. Trying to find, I don't know, the diplomatic solution, I suppose, the correct solution. But yeah, you're trying to leave your feeling out of it. To consider, Four of Wands. Some sort of relationship here. Relationship is two people define it, so I don't know how you defined it with this person. Marriage, seeing each other, long-term companionship, whatever. It is in the effort here for stabilization. So, make sure that whatever is happening here, it's not just you waving the white flag. Make sure the energies return to you in terms of fairness, correctness, that kind of thing. Okay? That's going to be at least a two-person effort. The Chariot outcome, moving forward. Okay? Moving on from this argument, moving forward. Taking this in a different direction, something like that. Five of Wands. Let's see that Five of Wands, please. Ten of Wands, yeah. Ace of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, I agree. That's not fair. Someone here is doing a lot of labor. And this is where the fault lies. Ten of Wands, Ace of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, yeah. Someone here is literally doing the majority of the labor, and that's the hard truth. We can't get around it, right? Cannot get around that particular truth. It is what it is. So, this is what's causing the tension. Someone here is carrying the majority of the effort, and it needs to be acknowledged in some way. That's what the argument's about. Somebody has that singular truth, but two people are arguing over it. It looks like real work coupled up with the labors of anything associated with the household or the stabilization of it or the growth of it. You see what I'm saying? And the maintenance. That's pressure. This is what pressure looks like. Pressure to provide, keep, maintain. And now there's an argument over this, and someone here is clearly exhausted. Queen of Swords. How you feel about it? You're trying to keep your cool. Be logical, direct, emphatic. King of Cups, the Chariot, Ace of Cups. See, thing is, you're saying, I love this situation, I love this person, I love myself, but we are not going to move forward like this. The Chariot, Eight of Cups. Now, the idea is, ultimately, the end goal is to move forward, but not like this. It's kind of like saying this will be addressed before you and I continue on in our union. Okay. So we do have an end goal here. Yeah, I know. See, the King, Queen of Swords, they're not going to hang out and arguing forever. They want something cleared up sooner rather than later. So I see that you're approaching this with logic, reasoning, rationality. Inside, personally, do you deeply love this situation, this relationship, this person? Yes, you do. You love them like you love yourself, and that's wonderful. But there's a clear statement. We're not going to proceed as is. Nope. We're going to put this subject to rest, come to terms, come to an agreement that's more manageable or workable than they currently are. But yeah, we're not moving forward like this, you and I. Okay. Four of Wands to consider. And you're right. It takes the participation of two. Not just one person continuously agreeing to do all the work and all the labor. That's just not fair. No, it isn't. So I agree with that stance. We're not moving forward as is. That doesn't mean I love you any less, but we're not moving forward as is. Okay. Four of Wands. We need help. That's just way too much. That's way too much for any one person to bear. I don't know how it got like that. But I'm glad it's being acknowledged. Even though it's an inconvenient truth, it is pissing somebody off. Well, you can't possibly be doing all that much, or no, it's not all that. Isn't that odd? We're in the position of being the provider or the person who provides the labor, and that's neglected or taken for granted. The person who takes it for granted always minimizes it like they do it, like it's no big deal, like anybody could do it. That's how you know things have got way too far. So I can see that there's an argument here, and well, whoever's providing all the labor is tired of that being an assumed point. An unfair assumed point. I agree. Four of Wands. Yeah, the World. 10 of Swords, 8 of Swords. To consider. I have to agree. You've made the same point pretty much twice. Ignorance will not do. Can't continue to pretend like we don't see this. 8 of Swords is not an option. I agree. 8 of Swords is willful blindness at this point, to the point of procrastination. I don't want to see because it's not convenient. Yeah, that doesn't change the fact that we can't continue as is. So ideally, do you want this relationship to remain a relationship? Yeah, you do. But do you want this to come to an end, this painful subject? It needs to be addressed. You told me that twice. This relationship will not proceed unless things change. So once more, going back to it, to consider, it's a relationship. Takes two. You've made some points. They've made some points. But we still have not found common ground yet. I don't know why. But we're trying. But I agree with you. Ignorance is not an excuse. Pretending that, it'll get easier or it's no big deal. That doesn't work. That kind of labor takes a toll. It takes a toll. I don't know what's going on. King of Swords, Page of Cups, King of Pentacles. Here we go. Better. All right. We'll take that. All right. I have two persons here of authority. Page of Cups. Here we are, finding some peace. It looks like somebody issues an apology with some emotional understanding, more insight than there was before. Okay, good. And now it seems we can proceed. It helps that it's finally being acknowledged on the emotional level. I understand how hard this has been for you. I understand how much you've been carrying. I understand I have not made things easier. Perhaps I've been slacking or not doing my part, etc. So there's a little bit of something there. I was about to say I'm concerned because now I'm looking at essentially what are ultimatums, and this is not good. Ultimatums are never a good thing. When it gets to that point of needing an ultimatum, well, someone's either willing to meet it or what happens next. Okay. So, here it is. Chariot. Finally, we can proceed forward. This idea of you and I. These two seem to be agreeing, saying a little more eye to eye. Like I said, there's some give here. It's not much, but it's finally some acknowledgement that you need. And hopefully, in that apology, there's inclusion for more participation on the other person's side of things. Because I tell you, I don't know how far this was going to go. The idea is if we're not a two-person system, it's just a one-person effort type of relationship, then it kind of stands to reason I don't need to continue to proceed with you. Right? Because there's a problem here. Problem. You were pretty fair over here. But to consider, the subject needs to be put to an end. We need to see things eye to eye. Stop playing stupid. Sorry, I'm playing ignorant. We need more acknowledgement, and I would dare say assistance or help. So, but stop pretending that you don't have a part to play and that it all falls on one person. That defeats the purpose of a relationship. Desert of isolation. Traverse the desolate spaces of solitude to uncover reflections and resilient survival. But long story short, it feels like you're on your own, and this is not where we're supposed to be. No. But you don't exist on an island. You're not out there walking or traversing a desert. I know you feel isolated in a two-person partnership. I don't blame you for that. I'm assuming that's you. But yeah, you're right. There's supposed to be a team here. And it's not feeling so teamish these days. Or it hasn't been for a while. So I'm glad to see there is something there of an improvement. Thank goodness. Hopefully, I'm seeing things smooth out for you both by Cancer season. That came up a couple of times. Let's take a look. I'll pull some time reference cards, see if that helps you. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Within a week, okay. So perhaps we have what you might call, peace talks within this week. A little bit more of an understanding. I'd say by the weekend, yeah. Hopefully. But in terms of overall improvement, the idea that these two are in flow again and things feel a little more natural by Cancer season. Okay, you need relief, help, or assistance now, not later. So hopefully you'll be seeing more of that over the next several months. Okay. All right. It just honestly feels like someone doesn't want to do their part, and they didn't want to come to terms with that, because that would be selfish, right? Acknowledging that we're slacking or that we don't care enough. And that's hard for people to acknowledge that they've been a neglectful partner. That's hard because it hurts the ego, right? And the ego is all about protecting the self. And that's why I say ego, like all things, can be good or bad. And right now I'm seeing this resistance to partake in a two-person relationship. And that tells me that, there's a lot of room for denial here. But at the same time, we're afraid we'll lose this. So that means in some way they acknowledge that there is wrongness here. You get to that point, you're afraid you're going to lose your relationship, then that means something has gone very, very wrong, and it takes two people to see it, acknowledge it, and work through it, so on and so forth. Where there's smoke, there's fire. That's my point. And this person needs to stop pretending all this smoke is running around. N, Z, R, G, D, M. No medallions. That's weird. Let's get some of those. Another letter, W. Music note. Some of you, that's your profession, your hobby, or that's just how you tune intuitively. This is very common practice. Keep up with that. Still, no freaking medallions. We have the Rose of Venus in reverse. Yeah, the partner's not giving. Our Empress is not being an Empress. This is unconditional love, productive love, okay, puts forth effort. So we're not feeling so kindly towards our partner here, okay. Lack of wisdom, lack of insight. Owls in reverse, like refusing to see. Refusing to see. My goodness, how obstinate. Goodness me. Well, it's got to change. I can see where it got to that point of ultimatum, even though that's extremely unfortunate. Yeah, we just don't want to see. They don't want to see the toil it's taking on you, I believe. Yeah, it's very inconvenient. Yeah, and like I said, that just happens sometimes with people. They get into this phase of neglect, and then that admits that we do something wrong, and people don't want to get to that point. But they need to get to that point of seeing it. For the health of you and for the health of this relationship. So, anyway. I hope this helped you, Saggy. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries. What's up? Show me Aries, please. The situation, 9 of Cups, how you feel about it, 2 of Pentacles, to consider the Hanged Man, outcome is the High Priestess. Yeah, listen to yourself, that's all any of us can do. 9 of Cups, the situation, something that concerns your own kind of sense of wish fulfillment. What does that mean? How do you relate to it? And how would it fulfill your wishes? Is that a good thing for you? Is it a not so good thing for you? Okay, but paying attention to our 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment, if it's coming from a healthy place, okay, then it satisfies us in a healthy way. But if it's coming from an unhealthy place, maybe it's not so good for us. You seem to have mixed feelings on the subject. When I ask you how you feel about it, 2 of Pentacles. You're not totally convinced that whatever it is you're wishing for is necessarily what you need. So you're giving that some thought. And that would be your advice as well, the Hanged Man. Don't rush into anything. Don't make any snap decisions. What might feel good to you now may not have much relevancy tomorrow. Okay, so High Priestess, the outcome. Intuitively, what's going on? Is separate desire and wish fulfillment from your personal intuition. It's easier said than done. Okay, but you're showing me 2 of Pentacles for a reason. Sometimes the 9 of Cups isn't all it's cracked up to be, right? We can strongly feel we want something and desire it. Again, that doesn't mean it's good for us or that it'll have much value later, you know? That's all. Let's see that 9 of Cups. 7 of Cups. 3 of Pentacles, the Sun. You like the idea of opening up to a friendship or a partnership here. You do. It feels good in many ways. The idea of it kind of makes you smile on the inside, the Sun. And 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. You like the idea of it. You do. In some way you say, yeah, that's wish fulfillment for me. Open up, consider feelings for, maybe develop some feelings with, you could say a friend, partnership. Maybe you're showing me the willingness to work with somebody on something new or a new project, but doesn't quite sit right. It's in some way making yourselves emotionally available to a friend. And it feels kind of like happiness, right? Personal wish fulfillment. Let's call him a special friend. We like the idea of it. 2 of Pentacles, though. If it was so straightforward, I know you would do it. You wouldn't be hesitating like this. So let's see what's on the other side of that coin, potentially. The other side of that thought. Why are we over-processing it then? If it's such a straightforward, simple wish fulfillment. 9 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, King of Swords. Because here's the other side to that coin. We know inherently inside that while you might be open to being available and participating in an emotional construct with a friend, the other one isn't, and we damn well know it. 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, King of Swords. This person does not claim that availability, and you know it. You can see it sharply. You also kind of seem to fault them or associate them with lack of independence. Like they can't speak up for themselves or they wouldn't know how. You can kind of see that clearly. This person will always kind of remain in this weird sort of space of undecided or incapable of making a decision for themselves. Particularly at the emotional level. It's not like they, okay, I'm sure that you don't doubt their ability to show up when they say, I'm going to be here at this day and time. That's not the thing. That's not the kind of independence I'm talking about. The ability to choose for oneself, one's emotional availability, and be clear about it. I am trying to achieve this with you. This is why I'm connecting to you. This is how I feel about you. Claiming one's emotions. Being a person of presence in that moment, not just a physical body with 2 feet on the ground or with their butt sitting in a chair and you're talking to them. No, anybody can do that. I mean, consciously making the choice. I'm here and I'm practicing emotional availability with you. I'm exercising feelings with you. You know that while your side is pretty clear, it would make you happy. You're reluctant because you know that's not going to happen from the other side. Okay, and that's why. That's why. That's why you're being advised to. Well, if you're already doubting it this much and you can't see it as clearly for them as you can for yourself, then we know this is one-sided wish fulfillment. May not necessarily be the best for you. It's speaking more in line with your wants, not your needs. Someone here can't be available. Not even, it seems, to practice some sort of emotional-based friendship. Like I said, can they occupy space in the 3D world? Yeah. Are they showing up on the inside and participating in this the same way you would? Probably not. And I'm not saying that because the card says so. It's because this Aries already knows. That which to consider, the long-term view, the Hanged Man, the long perspective. Ten of Swords, yeah. Knight of Swords, yeah. King of Wands, yeah. Yeah, check, check, check. You know how this is going to end up, either because of your experience with them or you've been in situations like it where you do the work, right? You prompt it. You prompt the conversation. You prompt the inquiry. You prompt all the thoughtful questions, and you're the one who takes action. And it hurts you. Ten of Swords, it hurts you. Because it shows how involved you're willing to be and how uninvolved they aren't. When you have that compare and contrast. The long-term view. You're going to end up in a situation where you're the one who's clearly interested. You're the clear party in all this. Hey, I'd like to know if you want to hang out here at this day and time, and we'll do this. Ha ha ha. But it's not returned to you. Right? They're just hanging out, or they're showing up because they said they would. So again, you already know. You have the long-term view of this. And it's just going to hurt you and disappoint you. So here I'm looking at a classic case of wants, what you personally want for yourself in this situation versus needs. You're not going to get what you need from this. Okay. I'm not saying it to be mean. It's because I don't want you to waste your time. That's all. You have lovely, warm feelings for them, either as a genuine friend or because you understand your friendship is your baseline and you're willing to expand it. Whatever. The point is, from you, it's clearly authentic. But you have enough experience with them to know you wouldn't get an authentic return. You'd be left hanging, and you damn well know it. Okay. The High Priestess and the outcome. Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Knight of Wands. Okay. Intuitively feel you need to redirect your effort back into stuff that you are already familiar with. And I know for you, it probably sounds boring, but it is your whole way of life, which is quite abundant and active. And it needs your attention more than whatever this is. This is, in the greater scheme of things, when you pull back the lens, this person doesn't actually contribute to your Ten of Pentacles. That's already founded and grounded by you. You already have a very active Ten of Pentacles, which once more is not just your personal home, career, finances. It's all those things plus tied up to your larger network, resources, community, people. That functions because of you. It has nothing to do with them. Honey, they can't even really meet you as a friend emotionally. Never mind anything else. You intuitive, and I know it feels boring, and you're like, yeah, I already know what that shit is. I know. I know. I know. But you're not going to feel any more in touch with it or in tune with it or inspired by it by trying to connect to someone who just can't show up. You know? So 10 of Pentacles, you have a whole world there to think about. And Knight of Wands, 8 of Swords, you know? When you look at your 10 of Pentacles, you don't always have the energy towards it that you would like to, enthusiasm and passion. And that's because you're used to it. You got used to your 10 of Pentacles, which is saying something. I know, but don't take it for granted either. Intuitively, you feel there's more in there to discover. Intuitively, you feel that you will reignite your energies and your passion and your interest and enthusiasm in there again, if you're willing to look at it differently and experience it differently. Let's not take it for granted. There's so much more in there. Don't assume you know every single street in that town, right? Don't assume you know every single person in that city, because you don't. There's more in there for you to discover, and your intuition is gently trying to re-guide you back into it. And you're like, I know it, I already know everything that's in there. No, you don't. No, you don't. And that's why your intuition's talking to you. Aries, let's get back over here, please. You'll find something else over here to interact with, to engage with. It's new, or it can be new. This one's a non-starter. There's nothing else to get from it in terms of companionship or friendship, not in an emotional way, no. And I know, it sucks, guys. It feels sucks, but we have to remember the Knight of Cups, when it's healthy, it's healthy. But when it's negative, it leans into the kind of selfish energies. This is what would make me happy. Yeah, it would make you happy temporarily until you see its long-term outcome, in which case it's not what you need. What's weird to me is that you already ID'd this person several times as not being like you, not being available to a more enriching experience like you, or that it won't be returned to you. Honestly, honey, they look like a body that can fill a chair. You know what you're not going to get from them. And remember that what you want is good. It's just being applied to the wrong person. They're not up for the task, and you damn well know it. Okay? There's more over here. Don't take it for granted. Rediscover your 10 of Pentacles. Planning phase. Take a step back and plan the necessary steps to move forward so you may turn your goals into reality. I know you want more connectivity, enriching connectivity, deeper connectivity. So take a step back here at the Hanged Man and look at it realistically. Where can you get more enrichment? Where's the higher probability versus this person where you know it's not going to be? Okay? All right. Let's go ahead and pull some time cards. I don't know how they'll help you, but who knows? Who knows? Your friend just fell in my lap. Ha. Wait. Not my favorite card, not my favorite advice, and I'm not telling you to wait, ever. You have a life in here, let's be clear. And I'm not telling you to wait on this person. On the contrary, it goes back to the same thing right here. Take a step back, wait. Do you really need this connection in your life? Because honestly, it looks like you do the work and you don't get what you want from it. It's not the friend you want, it's not the intimate connection that you want. So step back from that. What you desire, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just where it's trying to go. That's what needs correcting. So let's change that word wait into patience. Look at this realistically. This is not the one worth pursuing or chasing or hoping more from. It's just not. You're worth more. And I think you know it. The fact even your intuition is trying to guide you back into what matters, logically look at it that way. By default, then, what doesn't matter? This connection. Yeah, I know that sounded harsh, but is it wrong? ANTPK. And if they wanted to be a person of substance and matter in your life, then they would make themselves available to you. That's it. We also have letter B, S. Yeah, I'm sure some of you have thought that more than once. This is bullshit. Yeah, that's because it is. We have medallions of Capricorn, Cancer, Sag. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to the season, might be important to you. Ladybug in reverse. Clearly, that's a case of no luck, but it's not about luck, honey. It's just not compatible. But yeah, it's no luck in that situation, Fox. Oh, I have no doubt you're terribly clever, fast, quick-witted, fast-footed. That's another reason it's like they don't want you launching into this, because they know you can. You move faster than they do. You think faster, but you also know faster. You already know the outcome. Aries, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Aquarius, please. The situation, the Hierophant, how you feel about it, King of Swords. To consider, the Hermit, outcome, Six of Wands. Okay. All right, the situation, something that involves commitment. Most people think of marriage first or relationship. That's up to you. But something here that engages your sense of Hierophant, your higher self, your values, your traditions, your norms, i.e. what you commit to, why you commit to it. Why is it a value? Why do you honor something? Okay, looking at that. How you feel about it, King of Swords? I say you're looking at this logically, rationally. Okay? Staying focused, staying on topic. To consider, the Hermit. We're going to have to walk a long road of healing on this one. The Hermit, though, is gentle, but a firm approach to healing. And it's a conscientious one, too. There's what you are going to bring to the table in healing, and whoever else is in there with you as well. It requires a lot of honesty. Outcome, Six of Wands, sense of confidence, triumph, success. Okay. Let's see the Hierophant, please. Show me the Hierophant. Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. Long story short, can we cooperate? And there is a we in here. There is. Right now, you're showing me a friendly sort of we. Three of Pentacles suggests friendship, but also can be partnership. Yes. Constructively working on something. Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. The both of you, it seems, have gone back and forth on this idea of constructive, cooperative effort. If I do my part and build into this, will you as well? And it's a trusting system. It has to involve trust. I'm committing to this. Will you commit to your part? I try, you try. And it looks like we've done our best to come to agreement on the simplest of things. Okay? Focusing on the joint effort, friendship, but again, cooperation within this commitment. Basically, two people agreeing to the fundamentals. Okay. Like I said, I do my part, you do your part. And there was a back and forth about that, let's be clear. Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles. We thoroughly went over each other's parts, if you will. This is what I do, this is what you do. And let's try to be consistent with that. Okay. King of Swords. How you feel about it? Well, you immediately went to your head. But I understand. You're looking at it from a logical point of view. Ace of Swords, your master symbol, Three of Swords, and the Page of Swords. Yeah. It's like I know what's at stake, and this has my focus. And I see why you take your feelings to a headspace. It has less opportunity to hurt you there. We're afraid. We're afraid of being hurt. We're afraid of feeling some sort of rejection. What if they don't succeed? What if I don't succeed? What if they fail? What if I fail? We don't want to feel that potential. So it's easier then to focus on logical outcomes, right? So this Aquarius has taken what they feel to a reasonable kind of logical output of things. If I have evidence that they're doing their part and they have evidence that I'm doing my part, then that means all is well. Right? Better than taking it to a place of fear, because that hurts. This is what we can focus on. This is what we can control. This is what we can monitor. This is what we can actually quantify. Realistic behaviors. And keeping communication open and clear. Okay, I understand. But behind all that, behind all your reasoning, your logic, and your language, it's fear. I understand. You're afraid of being hurt. I get it. The Hermit to consider. Knight of Cups. Yep, Five of Swords and Six of Wands. Okay. Okay. All right. We don't trust feelings. And that's one of the things we need to work on. I get it. You're going to trust what you can put your eyes on, what you have proof of, right? But at some point, Aquarius honey, we need to trust our feeling. With ourselves first and foremost. And then whoever else is on the receiving end of those feelings. That's the long path between you and this person. Okay. You have a tendency towards Six of Wands. Recognition, triumph. Right? I'm seeing progress. I'm sticking to my part and my script, and so are they. Yes, success. That's no guarantee that the feelings have been healed. That is the real nuts and bolts of this connection from you two. Not just about who agreed to do what and each of us sticking to that. You can have that with anybody. A friend or a business partner or a family member. But if we're talking partnership, and I think we are, like home, at home, intimate partnership, that's the real prize. Being able to trust our feelings with this person. That's what's going to take the most amount of work. It takes vulnerability. We're talking about emotional trust building, Aquarius honey. So I know that you are doing your part to honor the commitment. And from your point of view, you even feel you have reason to celebrate. I think it's a little premature. But it's like, hey, we're both sticking to the terms and conditions. That's a start. That speaks to mutual respect, which is good. But mutual respect needs to be the platform for emotional trust building. So if that's true, then you've accomplished step one. But let's not confuse that with a real outcome. Okay? Temporary triumph. This is going to take a long-term emotional commitment to work through deeper feelings and reestablish emotional trust. This is where it's hardest for us, it seems. And by us, I mean you. I know. I know this Aquarius is trusting what they can see with their eyes. And their actual 3D application with this person. The practical side of things. But that's the real work, right there. At some point, we're going to have to step out of the I think language and step back into the I feel language. I can see that you two are learning to rebuild. So I respect that you're focusing on the fundamentals, okay? But at some point, the fundamentals will have been achieved. The long-standing elements of emotional trust and love and being able to trust the other person with our most deepest vulnerable selves. That's the long-term goal. Okay? So, Six of Wands. Let's not count our chickens before they've hatched, yeah? Or however that saying goes. I don't know. Six of Wands. Let's not stop there. Okay? I'm glad that you are seeing progress. But remember, terms and conditions easily summarized these days. Let's aim higher. Eight of Cups, Five of Cups, the Chariot. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We still have, and I know people don't want to hear this when they watch tarot. They don't want to hear this shit. They want to hear everything's great, everything's fine and dandy. I'm going to meet someone new and fall madly in love, and we're going to live happily ever after. I know what people want to hear when they tune in. I don't do that. I read tarot as it's intended. This is the real human experience. Life is hard. Emotional connectivity is hard. Trust with somebody is hard. Long-term outcomes with somebody is hard. Yes. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying here today. But you know what? The reason why I'm keeping it is because I still see progress. And when it comes to being human, honey, I'll take baby steps over no steps any day. It's hard, guys. This thing called commitment and love and vulnerability, this is all difficult shit. We take it for granted. And something happens and reminds us how hard it is or how difficult it is sometimes, and you have to rebuild everything. And let's be clear, at some point you too decided to intentionally practice rebuilding with each other. So I don't know what happened that got it, let's start from the beginning state. But it immediately jumped into commitment. And like I said, those terms and conditions being met like a checkbox. Those are the easiest thing to meet. This is the real work. This is how much progress you have to make. So, no disrespect to the Six of Wands. Six of Wands has its place. I know you're showing me initial triumph, but honestly, this is the real work. You have a hard time in this commitment with the emotional piece. You have reason to distrust them, or they you, or a little bit of both ways. That's usually how these things go. Both ways. Eight of Cups, Five of Cups, the Chariot. We've got a lot of work to do. You were emotionally checked out, and that's part of the I don't want to be hurt again idea that you got going on here. You're in that space now where this Aquarius has to emotionally check back in. You checked out of the love hotel. Now you got to check back in. And it represents all the fears of being hurt, of being vulnerable. I get it. Some shit went down here. Eight of Cups, Five of Cups. And I think you might have even walked away from this a little bit. And that commitment was close to being turned on its head. But you agreed to get back into it, to focus on basics. But this is the real work. So I'm glad you're seeing progress. But that's the real shit right here. And it's not just you, it's them too. They have to practice emotional trust with you too. That's the long road. And you are, I know that looks shit. I know it looks shit. And it's like, that looks like shit, Christina. I know. But this is where you were. That means you're starting to feel things again. And mostly it's fear and hurt. A Chariot, which is still water. Still moving forward. You are checking back into this love hotel, whatever it is, but it represents commitment to you. That's why we got to dig deeper. The Hermit was your only real advice, but it's all the advice. It's the biggest advice. Okay? Let's not confuse this initial triumph for the real work. God bless you. I understand you. I understand you. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you both. You both said this commitment's important. You meant it. As far as I can see, you're doing your bit. They're doing theirs. That's where that Six of Wands is coming from. But that's not your stopping point. Think of it this way. For this Aquarius, it's a fragile sense of triumph. There's more to do. And I'm not saying you have to. It's like, how dare you tell me to go back? I didn't. It's already underway. It's already being practiced. Before I sat down to this reading, it's already being practiced. I'm talking to the Aquarius who really wants to make this work. But it feels fragile and delicate. And you too might practice this a little further, just to realize you don't want to continue. And that's okay too. That's still progress. Figure out where you need to be. And that's the whole point of trying. Maybe continuing to try in this, you both realize something neither one of you are interested in anymore. You won't know until you try. Stand strong. With defense as your shield, find strength in preservation, guarding what matters the most. And that's where I think you are right now. You still feel the need to protect yourself, preserve yourself, but also preserve this. I see you standing up because, well, you see standing up for this because it's important to you. And they, them, for the same reasons. Okay? Right now, you feel the need to be strong, so do they. Think of it this way. You're not just being strong for yourselves, but for each other too. And standing strong in your beliefs. R, X, Y, G. We have the medallion of Cancer. Seems to me, yeah, you could have some very strong Cancer in your chart. Could be connecting to the season, might be important to you. It seems to me by Cancer season you would know what this all amounts to. It's either going to be on track by then or it's not. It's either going to feel something you feel emotionally safe in or you don't. Okay? The infinity loop. Oh, I have no doubt. I'm sure this is a soul bond. But remember, the whole thing with the infinity loop is that it feeds back on itself in a healthy way. Okay? It's not cyclic. That's a circle. Infinity loop. It should be putting back into you what you put into it. So if you're demonstrating love, trust, care, respect, it should be returned to you in equal measure. Okay. Aquarius, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, what's up? Show me Gemini, please. Situation, justice, how you feel about it, you, the lovers. To consider, judgment, outcome, Five of Pentacles. Okay. Justice, situation. Looking at a situation that largely concerns itself with large-scale justice. Technical, legal, spiritual, or what you might call karma. Any of those things, all those things. How can I balance it? How can I make it correct? How do you feel about it? You feel that it's right for you, the lovers. You feel that it's right for you. Then it probably is. To consider, judgment, lessons learned, and or divine timing. Five of Pentacles, outcome. It's a broken situation. Five of Pentacles does not mean all is lost. Some people can look at that and say, okay, repairs are needed. Time, energy, effort. Or it's something that does need to be abandoned. Okay, let's take a look at justice. Five of Swords, Six of Wands, Page of Cups. Uh-oh. Oh, this is where people go, boo. I hate sassy. That's okay. Tarot is not a popularity contest. It is what it is. Five of Swords, Six of Wands, Page of Cups. It's kind of like saying, I'm right. I know I'm right. Ooh. self-sabotaging a little bit. Ego's getting in the way. Six of Wands. Page of Cups. I don't have to acknowledge this. I'm right. I know I'm right. I know I'm correct. I'm justified. The Lovers. How do you feel about it? You feel it is right for you. Whether that's your correct answer. That we're not wrong. That we not create imbalance or play a part in imbalance. Therefore, there's nothing to correct. Because we're right. Okay. The Lovers. The Sun. Devil. Knight of Wands. So, you're showing me sexual energy. Let's just be clear about that. Your sexual, passionate energies are involved, coupled up with the Sun. We have very strong attraction. Now, don't get me wrong. Your power card is the Lovers. By all rights, I can interpret you solely as you, but it's not at this point just you. Your sexual energies are clearly tied up to someone else. So you're showing me a kind of conflicting point of view about the situation. That first of all, you're correct and that you did nothing wrong. And then over here, how you feel about it. You're saying, they are as into me as I was into them. And I'm going to go ahead and point out the obvious. You still are. I don't know if they still feel that way about you, but your sexual attraction is still very much tied up to them. And in fact, sometimes it feels very, very strong. So it's kind of a contradiction. You see yourself in this person, to be clear. You're saying in many ways they're like you, to be clear. But over here you're saying, hey, no harm, no foul. I didn't do anything wrong. That attraction is running both ways, I'll have you know. Well, now, typically, yeah, with the Lovers, more often than not, we give as good as we get, more often than not, in some way. Emotionally, sexually, spiritually, something. The only reason I'm disputing anything you're saying is this guy right here. This idea is, I don't need to correct anything. Nothing's imbalanced. What I did or felt, they did or felt too. So, la-di-da-di-da. A little bit of self-sabotage in there. I'm sure there was some tit-for-tat energy. Absolutely. The only difference is, with tit for tat, if we're ever in a position of having to lie to ourselves about our part, our role, and what we did, then something there's skewed. Particularly when we're talking about justice. Okay? And the ego's getting in the way a little bit. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't create imbalance. They created imbalance. Yeah. Judgment to consider. Lessons and or divine timing. The Fool. Strength. The Moon. Yeah, that's a surge. That's a surge of energies, but we don't know it yet. Major, 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 major. 4 majors. Huh. Yeah. Not casual. So the Moon, Strength, the Fool, surge of energies. They're still developing. They're eventually going to burst forth on the scene. Whatever that means. Divine timing, sure. But when it happens, when it bursts forth on the scene, is going to evoke in us this sense of response based on lessons. What do we say or not say? What do we do or not do? Okay. What does that mean? I don't know. A spontaneous moment of reconnectivity when you're out in public. Someone breaks the code of silence and pushes forward some unexpected communication. I don't know. Someone gets past their own kind of bullshit and owns up to their side of the story and puts it forward. Who knows? I have no idea. But when it's revealed, when it comes forward, it will be bold. It will be unexpected. And it's an opportunity for two people to exercise their lessons and spiritual sense of self, their higher self, and their honest selves. It's not the time to rely or crutch on the Five of Swords, the kind of story we've been telling ourselves. It's our opportunity to be spiritually open and vulnerable and say, this is really me, not what I've been telling myself. So, outcome, Five of Pentacles. Yeah. Oh boy. You right there. It might be you. I mean, it is your reading, yeah? Five of Pentacles. Do I think there was an outrageous case of sexual attraction on both sides? Oh, yeah. It might even gotten a little weird. You know, maybe a little possessive feeling in nature. This is mine, 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 mine. Greedy. Certainly. I can't deny the sun's there. I know it made you happy. But there's just one area about the fairness of the whole thing where we've been dishonest with ourselves. Okay, Wheel of Fortune, Five of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, like I said. Five of Pentacles, you think you have an idea of how it's going to go down, but we don't. Again, it still represents time, energy, effort. It's just broken. With time, fast forward, Five of Pentacles, that broken situation comes back around. Excuse me. I think you'll appreciate this mug. Ruth. Character's name is Ruth from, it's a great show. Damn it. I don't remember, but it's a great freaking show. I highly recommend it. I don't remember the name of the show. Oh, but I watched every single episode of it. And the character's name is Ruth, and she's badass. Okay, the Five of Pentacles for the Five of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, this comes swinging back around, and we have the opportunity to reforge it, rebuild into it. Remember, aces, brand new or renewal. Here's that Five of Pentacles. Again, Wheel of Fortune. We can rebuild into it with a stronger effort and an honest one, or a straightforward one, or not. Wow. It is our opportunity, bare minimum, to work with this situation, whatever that means to you. Okay. But if it needs to remain broken and left there, then it will. It really does depend on that moment in time. Somebody might surprise themselves with a boldness and an honesty that's unfathomable. Oh my. You got one of the big, what I call mystery jobs today. That's where we see all that big, powerful, but unknown spiritual influence and the unexpected burst forth all of a sudden. My goodness. Scorpio usually gets these. So you might have some Scorpio in your chart, maybe you're connecting too. No, I'm kidding. They're not the only ones. Still. Divine flow. Let go of attachment to the outcome and let the universe bring gifts. In the divine flow, going with the flow. There's that moment, I think, of just being open to receive spontaneous energy bursting at the seams. It just seems to come forward. And can you go with the flow in that moment? Can two people go in the flow in that moment? Be their honest selves. Take a chance. Take a risk. Okay? Be honest. Be honest with themselves. And then that kind of fills in the blanks later about whether or not we want to put some constructive effort into this. Yeah, because technically it can be reforged. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Do we dare look at the timing cards? Do we dare? Yours was definitely complex today, Gemini, honey. Within 2 years? Okay, let's talk about it. Wheel of Fortune represents time. It could be that it's been 2 years since you last spoke with this person, in which case you're coming up on that spontaneous moment soon. For others of you, this whole thing encompasses a 2-year process, and I have no idea where you are within it. 3 months in? Are you closer to the 2-year mark? I don't know. But I can't help but think perhaps 2 years ago was a major reference point for some of you in this situation. I don't know, nor am I necessarily convinced that it's another 2 years from now. No, I don't think so. But divine timing is divine timing. Q, Y, S, L, and didn't speak of the devils. But they're not. That's Capricorn. You might have some Capricorn in your chart. But speaking of Scorpio, I just had a feeling. You either have some very unique Scorpio in your chart, particularly your moon, or you're connecting to. Last Scorpio or upcoming Scorpio season might be important as well. Gemini, honey, choices in all things. Because I see someone fibbing to themselves with the Five of Swords, or lying to themselves, let's call it for what it is. And just because I see a fuck ton of sexual chemistry, doesn't mean it was toxic. It depends on what we do with it. If we were lying to ourselves and to them throughout the whole course of your two's connection, then certainly it is toxic. It might be that it ended up this way based on how it was last left. Like a bad note in both your mouths, and you told your story to yourself, however you told it to yourself, to kind of protect your own ego. They might have done something similar, I don't know. You don't seem to have a reference point, right, since the disconnect. But you do insist. When it comes to that sexual energy, we're both fire. I'm sure you're right. But put that aside. This idea of fairness. Ask yourself honestly, did it disconnect fairly? And if not, why? Because there's something in here you protect yourself from. Because it's hard. Truth is hard to look at sometimes. That being said, if you honestly think this is toxic and it's best left alone, then you'll know what to do when this moment happens or it arrives. For others of you, you think this is something worth looking at, maybe building back into a little more authentically, then maybe that's the direction you two take it. Okay? Choice is the proof of our existence. It's not the absence of choice. We have divine occurrences, yes. But then we ultimately decide. Gemini, I hope this helps you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Libra. the situation. Five of Swords. Man, it's going around like the flu today. How you feel about it? Eight of Cups. Okay. To consider. Three of Swords. Outcome. Eight of Wands. Man, just when you're like, fuck this. I'm gonna walk away, Libra. Just get out of there, man. Okay. Boom, communication. So, Five of Swords situation. Something that represents self-sabotage. That was kind of a key point in Gemini's, but with a different deck. Like I said, it goes around like the flu with Five of Swords. I'll never see it, and then I see it all the time. That's just how it is. But yeah, something here that represents self-sabotage in our thinking and our actions, a little bit of both. We'll take a look at that. How you feel about Eight of Cups. You can get the fuck out of here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm telling myself this. I'm afraid of that. I don't know if I can trust what I'm thinking or doing. I got to get out of here. Eight of Cups. I'm going to walk. I'd rather you walk than participate in something that you're having to lie to yourself about. Fair. Three of Swords, that which to consider. Yeah, fear of heartbreak. It seems to me your heart's already broken, though. So, the more you stay in a self-sabotaging situation, the more you end up breaking your own heart. It looks like it's already broken. So let's not stick around to gather more proof or evidence of what's already there, right? Outcome, Eight of Wands, they're talking. Communication, just when you get out, they pull you back in. Actually, no, you don't have to. Actually, that Eight of Wands can be coming from you for all I know. But I suspect it's headed towards you. Five of Swords. Let's see that Five of Swords, please. Four of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. Yeah, King of Wands. I know what you did. Yeah, but that's, as far as self-sabotage goes, it's pretty common, and it's light. That's pretty darn light. But it's how long we hold on to it that gets us into trouble. So Four of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, King of Wands. You're like, hey, you stay here with me and make it make sense. Go. And that was a self-sabotage. You held on to something, particularly someone's energy, and you were pretty much like, make it make sense. Go. I got all day. And that's where you screwed up. Saying, I got all day. I'll hold on to this until you make sense. So whatever it is, you were involved. You were participating in the self-sabotage. Whatever it is, just sat across from you telling you whatever. But you weren't satisfied. Nope, I'm not satisfied with that answer. Because you know in some way it's bullshit. In some way, you knew it was bullshit. Participating in the lies, believing the lies, but not fully on board with it either. So you kept holding on to the situation. Make it make sense. You gave it a lot of time to make sense, and it still didn't add up. I do see that King of Wands sitting across from you, literally. Literally sitting across from you. So I know in some way, there you are, Queen of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles is behind you. You didn't want to show them outright that you were holding on to the situation, but the fact that you had them sitting across from you and basically telling them, fill in the blanks for me. They knew you were holding on to them. Chance after chance, discussion after discussion, but the math never came out correctly, right? Too many times you gave that situation or person an opportunity to make it make sense. It didn't. Ever. Eight of Cups. How you feel about it? Okay, eventually you figured it out. I can't stick around for this. I'm in a situation where I'm allowing someone to feed me lies. I want to believe them, but I can't fully. That's on me. And you're right, that is on you. What do you mean? They chose to lie, and you chose to let them sit there and entertain you with it. See what I'm saying? It takes two to participate in a lie construct. Remember that. At some point, you're asking someone to entertain you. Well, let's see what lie you come up with today, and maybe it'll stick. I don't know. That's how we develop trust issues. You know? Eight of Cups. There's the Eight of Wands, the Sun. So you did your bit. You did your bit. You did your bit. You did your talking. Okay. So here's your Eight of Wands. The last of anything you told this person, which you say now is a friend, the last thing you told your friend was that I'm out of here. I wish you well. It's been fun knowing you. The Sun, Three of Pentacles. You know, I would have been happy to call you a friend. Unfortunately, you won't act like one. So whatever this is to you, Three of Pentacles, bare minimum in this context is friendship. Some kind of friendship. And this could be a family member, could be friend, could be intimate person. I don't know. But you're like, I tried to get along with you. Once upon a time, I felt really good about that. I really wanted to call you friend and believe it, but now I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Okay. So to your credit, you really did have a natural warmth to them. Hoping they would square up with you and tell you the truth. As a real friend should or would, right? But yeah, trust issues here. I'm sensing a lot of vagueness from this person, nothing that could actually allow you to pinpoint them, what they were really thinking or feeling. And that in and of itself was evidence or proof about why you couldn't continue to hang out. You never really tell me what you're thinking or feeling. And when you do, I have a hard time believing you. Excuse me, but yeah. It's a shame. I actually thought underneath it all, you and I were friends. And those were your last words. So those were your words the last time you used them. And while you were out of there, I'm out of here. I'm walking. I'm emotionally detaching from you. This friendship, whatever the hell this is, I'm out of here. Three of Swords to consider. By then, your heart had already been broken. It had already been hurt. You had already felt the sting of rejection many times over. Whenever this is refused to be honest with you, remember that. It's just another form of rejection. It just takes longer. If someone refuses to be honest with you, that is rejection. If someone can't tell you clearly their thoughts or feelings on a given situation and back them up with the appropriate amount of action, then it is rejection. I can't give you the truth because I don't have a truth to give you. And even if I did, you couldn't handle it, right? So there's a bunch of soft lies in there and insecurities and doubts and hesitations. And so Three of Swords, mind you, your heart had already been broken. You sticking around was you breaking your own heart at that point. We're so into that here in Western culture. Make it make sense. I already have reason to not trust you or like you at this point, but make it make sense. I need closure. Did you get what you needed the first time? 10th time? 30th time? 50th time? Yeah. Think about it. What you had already received from this person or situation, you will continue to receive. That's it. It takes a conscientious person to want to tell you the truth. Knights of Cups at death. Oh, yeah. No doubt. Oh, yeah. I would absolutely say you had plenty of time for your feelings to transform. Yeah. Prior to that death, I know they were a friend, technically, 3D-wise. I'm sure it had the structure of friendship. Emotionally, they represent a soft side. Fired up, too. Used to be warm and passionate towards them. And soft, loving. Maybe even a little romantic. Okay? But that transformed. Passion, be it the kind we think about sexy time, or passion as in hate or anger, depends on what I'm looking at. So it used to be warm, kind, generous, or passionate, positive, turned into passion, negative. Okay, that kind of converted to fuel in your heart, amped you up. Further justified walking away from this. I can't trust you with my feelings. That's what that is. I can't trust you with my feelings because when I do, you just hurt me. You can't return them. You can't speak up. You don't know how. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you want. And all you do is lie. Yeah. Or it's like, I used to be a willing recipient and participant. I don't want to be here, and I don't want to be anywhere near you. See? The emotional self just did a hard stage left, you know? All right. So to consider, though, that was a process. That didn't happen overnight. This had happened long before, but you were so busy telling that situation or person to make it make sense, you didn't see right away how much your feelings had already transformed. So consider that. This had happened before you walked. Okay. 8 of Wands. It must have warmed up because my ear's feeling... Oh, and it's looking pink too. It started out like this cool damp, you know. That's the best way to describe the weather these past couple weeks. Cool sort of damp, the kind that gets in your bones, and it's annoying because you can't get the chill out. And then it just warms up all of a sudden out of nowhere. And now I got a pink ear, and it's embarrassing. It is what it is. Okay. 7 of Swords. Yeah. I got you. You don't know, honey. You don't know. In a real way, realistic way, you're going to get what you call a call. Like the call, the word. As I say, the good word, but that's an expression, not a guarantee. You're going to get the word. You're going to get something. It's going to be from them. You're the recipient. They see you. 7 of Swords, the Lovers. There's doubts here. It's kind of like saying, I don't know if I should be doing this. I want to talk to you. Now, I can't tell you diddly squat about the strength of the words. Are they going to be any more honest tomorrow than they were in the past? I can't tell you. You're going to have to use your own judgment. I mean, goodness knows you have enough experience, literal experience with this person. If it's, I just wanted to check in on you, and it just falls flat after that, nothing's changed. If you're in that position where you feel like you have to fill in the blanks when it's not your job, nothing's changed. I understand they want to make contact with you. It's a strong connection. I think you had to minimize it to friendship in order to kind of compartmentalize it, make it make sense, to walk away. I think that's what you did, because I knew it wasn't friends. We have to shrink the value, right, in order to do the job. Yeah, I mean, people lose territory in our eyes when they don't live up to the expectation of the connection. I see people demoted all the time. They started out in someone's eyes as an emperor, empress, or lover, and then they get knocked down to a couple of pages, or maybe a runaway knight. When we lose faith in somebody, when we lose, trust in somebody, your word, your thoughts, your feelings used to mean everything to me. Now they mean nothing to me because you're never honest, right? We shrink them. But it is that big connection, and I figured it was. You had a whole emotional conversion here, and it took you forever to realize it. Anyway, it's coming through. When? I don't know. Let's pull some oracles. But yeah, you get to be the judge here. The words being any more honest, like I said, that's up to you. But I will say this: at least they see you correctly as the Empress. That's good. That's good. So remember this, don't backtrack, yeah? Do not backtrack, please. Don't go back into that space of, I'm going to hold on to you until you make sense, you silly thing. Don't do that. Duality dance, do what the hell you want. You're a big Libra. I'm just saying, as someone who's reading your cards today, my advice to you, don't backtrack. Duality dance. Seek balance amid the chaos and find harmony within yourself. See, I know you were trying to find harmony with this situation. You needed to find harmony with you. The math weren't mathin', okay? Hurtful event. Yeah, I feel like I set on fire. As you endure this period, learn not to dwell in the past, so I won't anchor you down. Those hurtful events, This is what you call emotional baggage. And I was liking that. We all have emotional baggage. That's the Five of Cups. And I say it's like matching luggage. A lot of people are very proud of their matching luggage and they take it with them everywhere. You take it with you, you never set it down. The past is with you always. And you end up projecting it elsewhere. Learn from the past, don't get lost to it. Make peace with yourself, balance with yourself against what happened here, and learn from this period. But understand, by the time this makes contact with you, you know what the score is. You know what happened. You understand the events. You don't need closure from this person. You were there. You know what happened. This is the real truth of it. So yeah, you use your best judgment and discernment. Okay, when they come a calling. Speaking of which, oh, everybody's getting along. The situation is supposed to be short, Libra, but I tell you what, everybody's whipping out this big, complex, I don't know energies. I'm conflicted. This is unexpected. I don't know about all that. People were so consolidated for these past couple of weeks, and now the collectives are just falling apart on me. What the hell's going on? Like, what the hell is going on? At noon, within 4 years. Don't be fooled by that. I'm just doing a time check. For some of you, okay, this represents a 4-year period. And it might have been literally, for some of you, think about it, 4 years since you talked to this person. Or when that hurtful shit went down. For some of you, this is a very specific day on your calendar. 4 years. It's really open-ended. I'm not saying 4 years from now. No. I'm saying this encompasses something to do with the 4-year period. When it starts and stops depends on your timeline. But at noon, at some point, we're already past March. The next point of reference, yeah, Gemini season, I believe, or we just call it June. Okay, but it's not an absolute. Why you? Why you? Oh, isn't that the question? Why you? It had to be you. Yeah, it had to be them. Otherwise you wouldn't have learned. So it had to be this person. And then we have double medallion of Pisces. Oh, you might have some very strong Pisces in your chart. Could be connected to, or last season might have been important. But the key word here is intuitive twice. I know you're intuitive. You use logic and reasoning against yourself in order to stay connected to this person. You should have been listening to that intuition the whole time. But it's here now. Pegasus, that's right. You have the freedom to fly. Remember that. You get to choose. Libra, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Sunday check-in and happy birthday. What's going on? Show me Taurus, please. The situation, Knight of Pentacles, how you feel about it, Five of Cups, boo. The Chariot to consider. Outcome, Ace of Pentacles. Well, according to your baseline, you can speed this up if you want. Knight of Pentacles, the situation is going slow. Christina, I very rarely see that as a complaint for you. Ever. But today, it seems is the exception. Whatever this is going slow and you hate it. It's that's coming from you, and that's interesting. Because typically Taurus is like, hey, the slower the better, baby. Hell yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, but it's true. That's your Earthian tendency. Why am I apologizing to you? You know. Five of Cups. How you feel about it? You're bummed out. You hate it. Whatever this is, it's taking too long. I don't like it. Because some of you are afraid you're going to miss an opportunity. The Chariot to consider. If you want, speed it up. Very different speeds. Slow. And Knight of Pentacle, by the way, is the only knight associated with having a plan. So this could be your own plan, but now you're not happy with it? I don't know. But the Chariot to consider. Hey, You can pick up the pace if you want. Chariot's faster. It's faster. And it shows more of our intent at the emotional level, right? This is where I need to be. This is what I planned. But this is where I need to be. Okay. Ace of Pentacles outcome, your master symbol. So, you know, Taurus typically don't fuck around with that. The Ace of Pentacles calling to you. You know, some sort of new beginning there. Okay. Let's talk about it. Let's see that Knight of Pentacles, please. I get preview screen of messages. Thankfully, you guys can't see it. Incoming. Oh boy. If it's email, then it's related to my work outside of YouTube. But if it's comments, oh, I must have said something real interesting. Messages are flying in. I must have said something real interesting. Well, you know what, Taurus honey? It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. It's the sassyscorpiontarot. It's not the super mellow chill scorpion, you know? It's all in the name, baby. It says everything. Okay, Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Wands, Three of Pentacles, the Hermit. Oh, it was a plan. It was your plan too. And you're like, yeah, it was my idea. Getting eye rolls from you and everything. Nine of Wands, Three of Pentacles, the Hermit. In fact, many of you insisted on this. It's like, this is how it's got to be done. Now, I see you working on something here, Three of Pentacles. And it's bare minimum some sort of joint partnership between you and somebody else or a couple of folks. I don't know. Three of Pentacles in this context doesn't tell me too much, but there is a working effort here to start something, to build into something, and to adhere to a plan or a common goal. And it was your idea. And the thing is, you're not wrong. It is based on years of experience. Okay, from your point of view and from your real world experience, it pays to go slow, to steadily work towards a goal. Nine of Wands. But man, we're getting frustrated. We're getting frustrated. I would stick to the plan, and now you're starting to resent the plan a little bit. Okay. Let's see that Five of Cups. What's going on? It's bumming you out. What's going on? Harder than you expected. It's taking longer than you anticipated. What's going on? Plan looks solid. King of Swords, the Hanged Man, Queen is taking longer than you expected. Oh gosh, you're like, I really want to finish this project up. Okay. All right, Taurus honey. Well, this is your opportunity to re-examine the situation. If there's room for improvement, make improvements. If you want to shift goals, then maybe perhaps now's the time. Because to be honest with you, I thought you were going to double down here and get fixated, which is your tendency sometimes. That's where the word stubbornness comes from. And I know we don't like this word, but this word exists for reasons, particularly with the fixed signs. So yeah, I thought you were going to double down and say, you know what? I'll have to get over the fact that this sucks and it's not the outcome I was looking for. At least it's not the outcome that's on time. But no, this is actually your time right here to get flexible. Right here. King of Swords, the Hanged Man, Queen of Pentacles. This is our time to rethink the design, our sense of self-worth, what it is we want to continue to do or be involved in. Because it seems like it's being held together by your will, by your plan. So you don't have to. Right here, I'm looking at a Taurus who also has experience in knowing when it's time to be flexible or perhaps give up on something. Yeah, but I was expecting you to double down and be like, But no, right here. You acknowledge the fact that this is bumming you out. It's not going the way you wanted, or it's just taking too darn long. You can go back to the drawing board, reassess the situation. I hope that you do. It might be good for you. Okay. The Chariot. To consider. Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, then go. Baby, go. Get the fuck out of here. Go. Taurus, honey. Tarot lady can only do so much. All I can do is confirm. It's either your situation or it's not. But, honey, go. Let's be real. Right? It sucks. It was a good idea. It's a solid idea. It's a solid idea, Taurus. You ought to know you created it. But here's the thing. It's not living up to measurable goals. And I know you. It's not even living up to its most basic planned function. Then what the hell is the point? It's not going to grow or prosper, and it's nothing for you to stabilize. So this is your opportunity. It bums you out. Don't keep doing it. That's it. Stop. You can shift your sights. Ace of Pentacles right here, shifting. Boom. Manifestation just whipped out. I want this. Let's make this happen. I can acquire this apparently a lot more efficiently, quickly, and it seems to suit you a lot better. It gives you a lot more direction, speed, and a higher aim. Go. You want it, you got it. Honey, look at that. It suits you a lot better. As soon as you understand what the Ace of Pentacles is, you have the opportunity to aim accordingly. So, that's a great Chariot. It's got a clear shot at that Ace of Pentacles, honey. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Could be a new dream, new vision for you. Think about it. Knight of Swords. That's another Swiftie. That's another swift one right there. If you act on it, it might even create that sensation in you, oh, this is happening too fast. Nay, nay. Right on time. It's just the speed is different than what you're accustomed to, that's all. Nine of Swords. Three of Wands. The Empress. Ooh. There's an idea here that you don't want to wait too long. You want to jump on it. The idea of waiting stresses you out, so don't. I have to admit that is a lot of swift movement. Chariot, and like I even said it, didn't I? It might be speed that you're uncomfortable with. Like, this is happening too fast, and that's where that Taurus alarm kicks in and says pump the brakes. On the contrary, it's going to require you to go at a different speed in order to acquire that Ace of Pentacles. You're worried, Nine of Swords, Three of Wands, that too much time might stretch out between you and that goal if you don't give it your full attention. So this is where you're going to need to act in empowerment as the Empress and understand your own kind of productive effort. What are you hoping to achieve here? And is it of your benefit, end of the day, underlying? Can you maximize that opportunity? And will it work well for you? What is the end result here? What speaks to you more clearly? Sticking on with this, even though it's not going according to plan, or something that you might have to rush towards, move towards quickly, think about later. Because mind you, your manifestation is already in play. You want that Ace of Pentacles. But yeah, it's going to require you to operate at a different speed and shift in your tracks quickly. So what's it worth to you? Okay? Think of it in terms of empowerment. What's best for you at the end of the day, and what can you give your best to at the end of the day? And that should determine or sort out your Ace of Pentacles. Okay? If you want to go for it. I'm assuming this is work. I am assuming. Ace of Pentacles twice, but you are Earth sign. Earth signs have a tendency to pack a lot into that pentacle. But I'm going to default to a working opportunity or a career move. But yeah, I gotta tell you, honey, to consider, that's a straightforward shot. It doesn't seem to be as labor intensive. I'm not saying it's shortcuts. I'm just saying it just moves fast. That's all. Or rather, you would have to move fast to acquire it. You got to do what's right for you. I know. We don't have the luxury to wait. In a way that's kind of relieving, right? Because that's going to determine your action sooner rather than later. But it also kind of like kicks off your alarm bells. I don't have enough time to think about it. Well, okay. I know. Who was that? Of course, it was the Hermit that fell in. I like the slow and steady pace. I understand that. But not everything that's for us is going to have the luxury of that speed. I know. So it's up to you. But as soon as that thing becomes visible to you, your energetic self is all over it. Whatever this is, I think you can put it on hold. Maybe go explore that. Okay? I hope you give yourself that opportunity to explore that, see if that Ace of Pentacles is right for you, because your spirit wants it. Your 3D self is worried about catching up to it. Okay. Stay in the flow. Pretty common advice. I have to agree. Surrender to the rhythm of life. Yeah, sometimes your rhythm isn't your own. Remaining open to opportunities and lessons as they naturally unfold. Sometimes you got to strike while the iron is hot, baby. That's just life. I know you're a careful planner. You're so steady. You're so articulate. Oh, you know, I heard a great joke actually very recently about slow and steady wins the race. Right? We were taught, most of us were taught that in childhood. Slow and steady wins the race, Taurus. And that can be sage advice, yes, but sometimes, Taurus, fast and steady wins the race. So you got to know if the Ace of Pentacles is right for you. Long story short. That's it. Timing, I don't think we need much timing here. I'll see, no doubt, a prolonged timeline for this. But that, let's be clear. You get your eyes on that sooner rather than later. Any timeline, please, for anything mentioned here today on a stormy day. Soon. We're in this time of storms, seasons. Hell, it's been raining here for like 2-3 weeks. Soon. Keep your eye out. Ace of Pentacles. Oh. No, I'm happy for you. I want people, you see, your spirit is already inclined to that damn Ace of Pentacles. It's just your mental self that might hold you back. Time is of the essence, Taurus, honey. I say, I want to get these readings where he's like, oh, these new opportunities, but damn, they're so inconvenient. What the fuck are you talking about? Come on. Anyway, it's you, though. You're a big Taurus. You'll figure it out. UPL. Yep. It's in your season. Any day. We have your medallion, yes, and Capricorns. Keyword here being ambitious. So you might have some Capricorn in your chart, and that sense of ambition is pressing on you. Or this opportunity speaks to your ambitions, more to the point. So FYI. No, I don't think it has anything to do with Capricorn season. But your season, absolutely. This could be good for you. Black and white, complementary, could balance you out. In terms of your career, working opportunities, oh yeah, it could be that thing that balances you out just right. Perfect fit, who knows? All right, Taurus, honey, I hope this helps you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. There you go. What's up? Show me Virgo. The situation, Wheel of Fortune, how you feel about it, the Emperor. To consider, Three of Wands, the outcome, the Lovers. Oh my. So Wheel of Fortune is the situation. Time has passed for you in some way. Could that be any more vague for you? Time has passed, Virgo. Can you believe it? No, but they're showing me that for a reason. Time has passed, yes, and they're kind of jumping me into your current timeline. But it suggests you have a point of origin in the past that's going to be critical in present day. How you feel, the Emperor. You're saying, I feel pretty darned empowered, Christina. I feel top-notch. Large and in charge, comfortable with myself and my own power. I know how to exercise it appropriately. Confident, right? I get things done. I'm boss, I'm jefe, whatever. You feel good about you. To consider, 3 of Wands. Oh, yeah. Something here that's felt far away from you. It's interesting. It's kind of mind-blowing, something to do with the distance, to take that into consideration, the distance or the time span. Perhaps for some of you it represents waiting and how long you've been waiting for this. We'll see. Outcome is the Lovers, a strong connection. Alrighty. Let's see that Wheel of Fortune, please. The Magician, King of Cups, 8 of Wands. Ooh, lolly. Yeah, something's coming forward that we want. Let's be clear. We want this. We do. The Magician, King of Cups, 8 of Wands. Our heart has been put into this manifestation. It means a lot to us. Like a lot. Communication's incoming. Or it's forthcoming. It could be you who's putting it out there. Or it's coming towards you. I don't know. But in some way, this manifestation meets the criteria of love and communication. Okay? It's sincerely felt. It's been sincerely asked for from the heart for a long time. Okay. Soon. That's when. When, Christina? Soon. Virgo. Time is catching up to you and your manifestation. When? Soon. I'll do a time check, but it's not going to be what you want to see. It never is. It never is. Actually, it could be here in April. Not Aries season, but we're still in April. Okay? Yeah, obviously no later than Gemini or June. Four of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, the Tower. Okay. Wow, good for you. FYI, there is a situation here you recently, it looks very recent to me, shoved out of your life. Like, get the hell out of here. Four of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, the Tower. You actually put that behind you. So that shows me that's a conscious decision on your part to radically let something go. It looks like it's something you did all of a sudden, once more, very recently, and that's perhaps why you're showing me empowerment right now, is that you intentionally cleared up some space in your life and you feel good about it, like very good. You feel stronger, bolder. Like I said, very empowered at this time. It's almost like you're showing me, in order for my manifestation to come through, I needed to clear up some space. And you did so. My goodness. Wow. Wow. I don't know what you cleared out recently. This is recent. Mind you, this has been in the works. It's been in the making for I don't know how long. This was incredibly recent. Something that you once held on to, that you were determined to hold on to, you said, no. I changed my mind. I realize now this was holding me back. Anti-empowerment. And when you cleared this off of your plate, out of your life, you had never felt more empowered in your life. Or bolder, brighter. Wow. Oh yeah, doing things like that can absolutely feel empowering. You're damn right. Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know what you did. Feel free to put it in the comments. This, to be clear, is gentle, loving, but firm and anticipatory. It represents our will of movement in some way, our will of heart. That it was cold, get the fuck out of here. I don't need this in my life. I want what's right for me, and I'm expecting something that's right for me any day. Get out. So I don't know what that is. But talk about clearing house, making space. I'm glad you got it off your plate, though. You didn't need to hold on to it anymore. You didn't need it. Through my eyes, it looks like some sort of metaphor for a safety blanket. You always thought you would need that, but you don't. Right? You're a grown Virgo. You wear your big Virgo pants. You don't need that. See what I'm saying? I'm not trying to belittle you. It's the spirit of the thing. Okay. Oh, yeah. You look proud of yourself, I must say. But not the false kind. I'm stronger for this experience kind. 3 of Wands. 2 of Wands. Knight of Cups. And there it is again. Except this time they're evoking the Hierophant. It's like, now that this is here, it's showing up. It's like, I'm not going any damn place. Wild horses couldn't tear me away. This is mine. You understand? This is Virgo's. This is Virgo's business right here. I was like, I have been waiting on... It was a choice to wait. And it's already done. The waiting's already done. So what I say is irrelevant. Just to let you know, if you ever make a decision to wait in the future, make sure it's worth it. And through your eyes, this was absolutely 1,000%, 100% non-negotiable worth it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So 3 of Wands, 2 of Wands, Knight of Cups, the Hierophant. Oh, yeah. You're showing me a dedicated spirit to show up to this. So the Hierophant, we are showing higher self towards what we feel. In other words, you're committing to this experience, to be open to it. You're actively communicating at this point. It's back and forth. You're participating. Your soul's lined up to it. Your heart's lined up to it. Okay. It's beautiful. I don't know what that is, but you get the fuck out of here. I just get this out of my way. Get this off my plate. I don't want it. I want this. This is the real, authentic love experience. Don't interrupt me. Don't bother me. Okay. Okay. All right. I want it to be. Absolutely. It's beautiful. It speaks to your will. It speaks to your manifestation. Yeah. I guess we can forego time checks. It's here. Like I said, April, May to June. So. Yeah, the world, 9 of Wands, 5 of Swords. I don't know what the hell's going on, but you're saying there is no more resistance. Nothing is obscuring your path. The world, 9 of Wands, any sort of self-sabotaging behaviors, putting things off, deflecting, talking ourselves out of something is like, no more. I can't help but whatever that is, you see it as an obstruction. Okay. Let me make that clear. You saw this as an obstruction to whatever this is. And you got rid of it. And now you're saying, I have a clear shot at this. I'm not going to waste it. No more excuses. No more backtracking. None of that. Anything that proved to be an obstacle, including self-imposed lies, over. I know it has to do with that tower. That represents in some way the falseness. It's like, so long as I hold on to this, at some point you understood it was keeping me from this connection. It was keeping me from my heart's desire, which is literally tied up to your manifestation, which is literally tied up to your sense of time. Time and again. You're saying holding on to this was self-defeating to this other area in my life that was extremely important to me. I'm going to let that shit go. That's the only time I see the self-sabotage is when it's related to this delusion. You're very proud of yourself for having cleared that out, and I don't blame you. You said it was about damn time. But yeah, upon further inspection, you equated it to being a giant roadblock. And not anymore. Not anymore. Okay, so we're on this loveless connection, and I know how that looks, perhaps to you. But this is the only way it seems we could access that strong connection, was to get anything out of the way that was blocking it to begin with. Okay. I don't know what you were holding on to for so long. But you see it now as an excuse, a delusion, a form of self-sabotage, an excuse to hold out from what you really want. And what you really want is here now. Communication starts any day, it seems. I knew it was game over when your Hierophant dropped. Said I choose this. And carried away. Let yourself be carried away. Let yourself be caught up. I don't need my glasses for this. Let yourself be caught up in the whirlwind of romantic moment. I have to insist it's not impulsive. There was nothing about what you did here that was impulsive. This was overdue. And this apparently was overdue as well. It says, get caught up in the whirlwind. Allow yourself to get carried away. You want to be carried away. It's a beautiful embrace. It's lovely. Like I said, we don't need the time cards. You don't. Everything was really straightforward. And as soon as that darn thing is officially cycled out, it's game over, man. It's game over. You and your lover, it's game over. Or game started. I don't know. Depends on how you look at it. G-A-I-Z. 1 and V. We have the key. Yes, you do have the key. To any given situation, to any given situation, you have the key. Remember that. To lock doors, to unlock them. To blow up a doorway so it doesn't ever exist as a possibility again. To throw open the door to a new one. You have the key. Always. And then we have symbol of Scorpio. Okay, so you might have some very strong Scorpio in your chart, certainly. Could be connected to. The season, last season might have been important to you, perhaps upcoming, but most of the activity I'm seeing here is so concentrated over the next couple of months. All right, Virgo honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, what's up? Show me Capricorn. Show me Capricorn. Please. The situation, 8 of Cups. How you feel about it? 7 of Pentacles. To consider, Knight of Wands, outcome, King of Cups. 8 of Cups, the situation. I don't feel much about this one way or the other, Christina. I kind of want to get out of here, if I'm being honest with you. How do you feel about that? Same, 7 of Pentacles. It looks like a situation that you're not attached to anymore. It doesn't mean something to you personally anymore. You've grown numb to it. It's stagnant. It's kind of like I wish more had come from the situation, but that's just not how the cards were dealt. No pun intended. Okay. To consider, Knight of Wands, your own kind of passion. Where is it taking you? Okay. Because it doesn't seem to be here. I'm getting a very dull, neutral, doesn't mean much effect from this particular situation. So what is speaking to you? Because it seems like you have a rise of energy. So if it's not being pointed here, where is it going? And the King of Cups is in your outcome. Okay, so here we have a fullness of heart. All right. Being open to giving and receiving love. Being emotionally present. So whatever that is, does not seem to demand or require your emotional presence, or you don't want it to be there. Ace of Cups. It's creating a very numbing effect here. Let's see the Ace of Cups. Yeah, Four of Wands, Temperance, the World. Oh, okay. Yep. Nope. We're done trying. You know, this is a relationship. Yes, Four of Wands as defined by two people. Okay. So I'm not quite sure what its full definition was. Marriage, partnership, dating. I don't know. You would. Thing is, the world is in the open position. That's requiring this to be closed out. And then you can open up in a different direction. So that might explain your rising energy. The kind of inspiration you're currently feeling, but more an undertone to move your energy forward in a more positive direction. While you can feel this closing out, you also kind of feel yourself opening up. So there is a sort of numbing effect in here. We've tried to heal this connection. We've tried to heal this relationship. But it seems we either A, ran out of time, or B, ran out of patience, or C, a combination of those two things. Yeah, so like I said, there's a numbing effect in here. Okay. Seven of Pentacles, you're saying there was progress. We're working on things, but it got stagnant. Ultimately, it was a no-change situation. Let's see that Seven of Pentacles, please. Ten of Wands, the Magician, Ten of Swords. Goodness knows you tried. Goodness knows you wanted different results. You did. You desired different results, but it was a no change situation. And what do we talk about, guys? No change plus no change equals no change. And yeah, so it's looking here like we ran maybe out of time and patience. Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords. No one can do more than that. For an unchanging situation, you can't do more than that. Okay, so Ten of Swords, I always have to tell this to people. It's no guarantee of an ending. It can be a really strong precursor, but it doesn't guarantee an ending. People can live with pain an extraordinary amount of time, and you did. You wanted different results. You did. Seven of Pentacles. Something here was being built, but it stagnated. Oh my gosh. That thing had a pulse, but it didn't have a very strong pulse. You know what I mean? All right. To consider, Knight of Wands. You have a rising energy in you. Okay. Hope, enthusiasm, passion. You still have a pulse, you know. Six of Cups, Ace of Swords, Queen of Wands. Okay. Your pulse would take you in a direction you are familiar with. Six of Cups is no guarantee of a romantic connection, but this one is. Okay. It's your truth. Ace of Swords, Queen of Wands. It's your particular truth, and you're not mincing words about it, actually. You know exactly who it is. You're not confused at all. In fact, your energy and your mind are remarkably clear. It's rising all right, and it's rising in a particular direction. Now, when you connect to them, I don't know. But it seems to be headed in that direction, and it's a powerful direction too. Six of Cups. I know you're rolling your eyes. That's fine. I have no control over that. The Six of Cups is the Six of Cups is the Six of Cups. It's a soul bond, yeah, but that means you also have a history with them. That's quite unique. But your mind is crystal fucking clear on the subject. Queen of Wands. Oh yeah, it gets you fired up. You got a little fire side to you. So that tells me then perhaps Six of Cups. This is someone whom you've known a long time, but perhaps your two's history never went there, or if it did, we want to reapproach it. Long story short, that Capricorn's mind is made up. That's it. That's all there is to it. It feels correct to you. Tell me this, you're not mincing words. Thank you. It saves so much time reading when people aren't hemming and hawing. They're like, well, I think about them, but I don't know. And you're like, fuck all that. I know exactly where I'm going. Yeah. Okay. King of Cups. Okay. Okay. All right. So I appreciate that. With the hand ringing. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Why don't you do that for a couple more years and maybe you'll get it sorted out. Not that Capricorn. Nope. King of Cups. Yeah, Seven of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the Eight of Cups. And going back to business here. I kind of see you doubling down on your outcome. About that opening. Making your thoughts absolutely clear on the subject. So that tells me this was still lingering. And then out here I see you officially tidying it up. Yeah. I see you specifically addressing doubts, any lingering doubts. It's like, no, let's be clear. I'm walking. We tried. Whatever we were, we tried. This had plenty of time to fix itself, to heal itself. I participated, you participated, and we got the same overwhelming result. I told you this Capricorn's prepared to see this as a closed cycle, yes, but also a new door, open door. I know you're expressing care for them, and that's kind of like saying I'll always care about you. But this is over. I'm walking. I haven't changed my mind on this, so I feel like we're doing some reassurance here about where you stand, what you're thinking, and what you're feeling. So this needs a bit more tidying up, it seems, right here towards the end. Nevertheless, your heart remains open to this particular direction. I wasn't convinced it was an immediate turnaround. No. Just because you made up your mind doesn't mean you have the space to act on it just yet. I was curious about that. Because according to your energy, like that, it knows exactly where it's going. But yes, when. It's perhaps not right away. Yeah, that one's still being tidied up a little bit. Magic opportunity. Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting perspective. Okay. Magic opportunity. Embrace the unexpected, seize the chance for transformation. That might be it then. This might be your time. It's like a magical opportunity to seize this connection and participate in it at last, finally. Now that you know this is absolutely closing out. And I am sorry for that last minute. I mean, I don't know why I'm saying I'm sorry. I'm just a deeply sympathetic and empathetic person, so I have a tendency to say it out of habit. But it's unfortunate that you're having to turn around again and reassure what you're leaving behind that this is indeed the case. You have no doubt in your mind. Simultaneously putting them at ease. But yeah, all that aside, you see this as a magical time in your life where you get to seize this opportunity. It represents transformation. Yeah, absolutely. That's what all this is. Okay? That's exactly what all that is. Ah, see, I told you. Tarot can be deceiving because it's essentially paper I'm throwing on the table. This represents a 10-year process. I'm not surprised. Decade. Right here. Stagnation. Temperance. Time. World complete. Chapter complete. This one had 10 or so years around that time frame. Maybe a little under, maybe a little over. But the idea is that it's reached its decade, its completion. I'm not saying things start and stop automatically within 10. It's just 10's associated with complete in tarot. And that's what this is. And we still have the same results. All right. We did our due diligence with this. You understand the outcome. You're not stupid. You're not delusional. You also see it as a magic time in your life to go for the right connection. U-T-O. We have the medallions of Virgo, Aries, Taurus. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to in some way, exiting, entering. And then the season might be important to you. Obviously, we're in Taurus season now. Perhaps you might have started the process of cycling this out in Aries season and it continues on. It's not quite done yet, but as you can see, tree of life. So your roots run deep. Even if they were stagnant, they still ran deep. So the tree of life, the 10 of Pentacles, the foundation. Yeah, this isn't something that can just easily be undone. It's going to take a minute. But I know stability is important to you. Being someone who is productive and gives, that's important to you. Okay? Those values will always be part of you. All right. Capricorn, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, what's up? Oh, okay. A little choppy. What's going on? Show me Scorpio, please. The situation. You, Queen of Cups. How you feeling about yourself? Ace of Swords. You got a strong truth to consider. Strength. Outcome. Two of Cups. Okay. You seem to be very comfortable with yourself at present in your natural state of grace energy with the Queen of Cups there. Soft, beautiful heart, but very strong mind, very strong will. How you feel about it? You're like, I'm comfortable with it. It's my truth. Ace of Swords. A strong mind. You know your truth. You're saying, so long as I know my truth, there's nothing I can't sort out. And that's true. And that's something I advocate all the time. Know your truth. Know your mind. Know what you're prepared to act on. And everything else just kind of falls into place. Okay? To consider strength, strength of will. Perhaps discipline, strength of will is needed at this time. Needing to be strong. Excuse me. Strong. Outcome, Two of Cups. Some sort of emotional union here. Okay? What kind of bond? I don't know. Could be deep, could be shallow. We'll take a look. Okay, Queen of Cups, what's going on? Indeed. Ten of Swords, the Hermit. Hey, good job, you. Three of Wands, the Hermit, Ten of Swords. Yeah. You're not the only one on cleanup. But you, like some of the folks have shown me, are doing a good job. And thoughtful, too. But you are showing me pointedly I'm taking my time. In fact, many of you got deliberate space between yourself and whatever situation that you said was painful. Deliberately put physical distance between yourself and that situation. It's what you said you needed to do. So if that's you, okay. Confirmation. For others of you, simply it's your dedication to take your time with your healing, that you will not be rushed. Okay. Three of Wands, the Hermit, Ten of Swords is like when I reemerge is when I reemerge. But I like it though. I like it because, you know, even though you're taking your time, or for some of you, you got distance, Queen of Cups is your outward energy. You're doing a good job healing. If you're feeling, you know, open in your heart, that you can love yourself better these days and maybe love others these days, or get back in tune with those feelings. That's good. That means you made a lot of progress. You will continue to do so. So good job on the old healing report there. But yeah. I like how you feel good about you. And you're slipping back more into your comfortable emotions. Good stuff. Ace of Swords. You say it's your truth. And you feel and you honestly think that you're doing a good job, and that's because you are. You see the progress. Queen of Cups, twice. Seven of Swords. Yeah, oh, the Lovers. Oh, okay. It's like that. All right, so Queen of Cups twice. Oh, yeah. Might be double, triple water. And Seven of Swords, the Lovers. You know, there was a time when you would have insisted that you were very confused about a strong connection, but you have managed to clear up that confusion. You say you know what you know about that connection now, and you're at peace with it. In other words, you gave yourself closure. I say it all the time. It's nice to see a collective show me that. I gave myself closure, and you did. And I think that's why you're showing me that peace in the heart. You're feeling more comfortable about you these days. Yeah, you gave yourself closure. There used to be confusion here, uncertainty, doubt, hesitation. Ace of Swords has trumped that. You seem to be at peace here with what you know about that strong connection, how it affected you, and above all, what you learned from it. And that's where the closure came from. You found the good in it. You found out the when, where, why, how. It makes sense to you now. And you did it for you. And it seems you did it on your own. A lot of people delay their healing because they're convinced they need that other person to do it. I need them to witness my pain. I need them to confirm what they did to me. I need them to give me closure. No, that comes from within. And I know that's what people don't want to hear. But then it also keeps them cocooned when they don't hear it. You worked through the truth as best you could. And you know what? You got some solid results. You're not confused about that connection anymore. You were there. You were an active participant. Do you really need someone else to tell you how you felt about them? Or what your thoughts are on them? Or your own experience or history with them? No. You were there. You know how things ended up. You know how they affected you. Your mind is stronger for it. Your spirit is stronger for it. To consider. Strength. Yeah, you're stronger than you know. Page of Swords, the Star, Queen of Pentacles. Okay. All right. You know what? That Page of Swords is you. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure that strong connection checks in on you from time to time, casts an eye on you, but I actually see that as coming from within. Your mind will be shifting soon enough. You have enough progress here. It's a subject it seems you can leave alone. You don't need to keep reflecting on it. Your mind's going to be shifting soon enough to a new vision or star, one that's good for you. It's something that you can set, your long-term sights upon and brings you comfort. And speaks to self-worth. Something that's good for you long-term. A higher vision. You'll need strength, okay, to convert everything that you've been doing over here and redirect it somewhere else. This is a subject you're very familiar with, and you seem to be at peace with it. Yeah, maybe it's time to redirect your energies. Two of Cups. You know, I always say, so long as you can learn from any given situation or connection, you'll always have room. You'll always have room to heal from it. So long as you can learn from it. But you have to be willing. And you were very willing to learn from that connection. And it seems your only real motivation was to get it to make sense. And maybe that was enough for you. Why was this in my life? What was the meaning of it? You know. Two of Cups. Ace of Cups. Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. This is your new direction. You can take the spotlight off of this. Not the connection, that's gone. That's been gone. I don't know when it exited. I have no idea. I've just seen the pains you have taken to heal from it and learn from it. So it's not a wasted connection. It's not a wasted effort. It's not a wasted energy. You've taken the pains. And look where you are today. You're not in pain anymore. You're at peace with this. You showed me the Queen of Cups twice. That is someone who's at peace with themselves and that particular connection. So you don't need to keep thinking about this anymore. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's not in your life. You understand the lessons. It's time to convert all that mental fuel and the emotional fuel into this, something that's a lot more sustaining. And it also seems nurturing, caring, loving. So it's a deep bond then. Two of Cups. Its origin is Ace. Our master symbol. But it feels like it's been a while since I've said this to you. So when the cup, the heart space, becomes so full, it starts to overflow. It wants to break off into a two-cup system. That's not a lone endeavor. And two people are meeting in the middle over that. Long story short, all the fancy language aside, Scorpio honey, it's time for you to move on into a new love. And for the Scorpio I'm looking at, this is not a threat. You are not threatened by what I just said. You're ready for it. This one, no doubt, is a reflection of what was missing over here. Our lovers, the ones that don't work out, teach us more often than not what we should be aiming for. What was missing. True love, true companionship, being on the same page with somebody. There's a lot of comfort in here. Nurturing, comfort, care that shows the fuck up and invests and is consistent. That was the point of that connection, to teach you what's right for you over here. That way, when you meet it, you won't let it pass you by. Okay, it's gorgeous. So yeah, Page of Swords. We're waking up to a new star, a new vision shortly. And strength, though, the energy to pursue it. Remember, strength, choice in all things. You are very strong-willed. This we know. But strength can go like this. Push away or pull towards you. You need strength to pull this towards you. Okay? I see you doing exactly that. You're ready. Your heart's ready. Okay? You love yourself. You learn from this. And I think you would even say, I love them in my own way. I learn from them. But that time is done. And now it's time for a new beginning in love. Metamorphosis, Mirage. Oh, I almost didn't get that. Let's try saying that 3 times fast with a lisp. Okay. Oh, I can't say it again, honey. I hope you heard it the first time. Metamorphosis, Mirage. Okay. Embrace the tender transition between past forms and future possibilities. That's right in that fucking sweet spot, I tell you what. as illuminated by the transformative butterfly, which you are. But what's interesting is that they showed a reflective mountain and a body of water, but still speaking to the butterfly. You. Okay, one of our symbols. But yeah. There's where you used to be. It's a reflection of where you should be. Okay? This is where you were, and it taught you what you were missing. This is true connectivity. It shows up, it's real, it's love. Okay? We can go ahead and do a time check. I'm actually kind of curious about that as well, to be honest. Sorry, that made me chuckle. On Thursday. Certainly went on. Which Thursday? Thursday. The universe has some cheek. Yeah. Oh, your message comes out on Thursday. Oh, maybe this message is the arrival for you to wake up in this direction. Who knows? Oh, okay. They gave us a little more. Thank you. I appreciate that, Spirit. In June. Well, that narrows it down a little bit, doesn't it? Okay. Fair enough. The time of lovers. June. Oh, certainly. B, Q, O. We have the medallion of Aquarius. You might have some very strong Aquarius in your chart. Connected to. Actually, point, teacher, point. Ace of Swords, yeah. Ace of Swords. Aquarius is master symbol. Yeah, you might have some sharp influence in there. Explains more of that fixed energy. We also got some Leo. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You got some fixed energy in there. Certainly. That explains your discipline. Okay. Anyway, just as an aside, crescent moon in reverse by the light of the new moon. There was some influential energy here. Perhaps by that new moon in June. Foxy, clever, smart, swift. You get it. I know you get it. You are smart. I see it. Scorpio, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Oh, and by the way, I'm running late into the afternoon, so if there's a break in your message, just please know it'll pick right back up where we left off. A lot of stuff happens in the afternoon. I have to go pick up Cinnamon if she's in daycare. You know, daughter comes home from school. Got to get settled, readjusted for the evening. So, anyway, not that you needed to know all that, but just FYI. The situation. What's going on? Ten of Pentacles. Yeah. How you feel about it? Knight of Cups. Good. Excuse me. To consider. Ace of Pentacles. Oh, we may not be done. Outcome, Temperance. Okay. It looks like you have some time to think about it. Not everybody does. For reference, Taurus. They definitely had an Ace of Pentacles, and they're like, oh, man, I have to move on that quickly. Whereas for you, it looks like you have some time. So, Ten of Pentacles, and I can kind of see why you're not in a rush. You're pretty set, right? Your foundation's pretty darn set. I'm sure it has its moments. And it's not always easy. Ten of Pentacles usually isn't. It's easier to create it than maintain it. Let's put it that way. But yeah, it's not just your personal home, career, finances. It's all those things plus your network, your resources, your community, your people. It's a big pipeline. Yeah, maintenance. But you got things in a pretty good flow, right? Stable. How you feel? Knight of Cups. That's your court card. Feel pretty good about what you got. And there's that cut we were talking about. Okay, getting back to it. Knight of Cups. You actually feel pretty good about your situation, which is good. That means emotional stability, 3D stability, particularly for water signs. Okay. Confidence about your way of life. So Ace of Pentacles, something to consider. Yeah, you have a new opportunity to consider, to participate in, go for, pursue. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. Temperance, outcome. You don't have to. You might pass up on it. So that just kind of goes to show, just because aces are available doesn't mean we always have motivation to pursue them. But it's nice to know that they're there. But yeah, Temperance. You've got time to think about it, or it's like, you know what? Maybe that's something I can do later. We'll see. You might think about it for 5 seconds and be like, yeah, okay. I'll go for it. Who knows? Who knows? To each their own fish, yes? Ten of Pentacles. What's up? Let's see that foundation. The High Priestess, Queen of Swords, Two of Swords. Oh, see, you didn't have absolute proof. You didn't. Queen of Swords, Two of Swords, the confusion's behind you. You didn't have absolute proof, but you had a feeling. Oh, yeah, there you go. There's your intuitive self talking. Yeah, okay. You had a feeling something was opening up. You had a feeling something was becoming available to you. But you weren't absolutely certain. Yeah, that's what intuition is. It's a strong feeling, a hint, a clue, an idea. Right? But we have no reason to think it. Okay. All right. Knight of Cups. Let's do that Knight of Cups, please. Queen of Pentacles. Oh, the Lovers. Oh, the Two of Cups. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, no. Wow, don't you look fit to be tied? You're a taken fish too. Nah, you look great. You and your person look great. Oh. Oh. Queen of Pentacles, the Lovers, Two of Cups. Oh, no wonder you're so content. My goodness. You look very content. I told you, I know emotional stability when I see it. You look very content. Your needs are satisfied. Your physical needs, your emotional needs are very satisfied. So your motivation for the Ace of Pentacles might be low. And then also, since you're clearly partnered with somebody, it might be their opportunity as well. Who knows? But congratulations to one of you. Still, doesn't look like you need it. It's not a bad thing, guys. It's not a bad thing. Let's see that Ace of Pentacles, please. But yeah, oh my goodness, look at that. You don't have to. You got nothing to prove. You're beautifully connected to someone. You're saying a 3D world secure. What more could a Pisces want? All right. Let's see the Ace of Pentacles. That's beautiful. Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles overflowing. Your abundance is showing. Like, it's embarrassing. I know it's not. It's fucking gorgeous. Don't ever apologize for that. Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. You don't need more. You have all the more you want. This is gorgeous. I wish I was doing an in-depth for you today. Love to see how you got here. You're just kind of jumping me into things. But yeah, you too are overflowing with abundance. You don't have to take that Ace of Pentacles. If anything, it would just continue to prove an already established and underlying point that everything's fine. You don't need any more. Thriving too. You apparently have it all. That strong connection. And it's the lover you got to keep. It's the lover of a lifetime. Because you got the tens. You got the best tens. You got the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. This is a highly functioning union. Co-creators. You co-create every day. You give to this every day. You thrive every day. All is well. Yeah, so that Ace of Pentacles, Temperance. You don't have to. I don't know that there's anything necessarily wrong with it. I don't see it as being wrong. It's just like we don't need it. You're both contributors. That's wonderful. I like how you started out with, well, I didn't know, but I had a feeling. That's it. Oh, wow. Temperance. Outcome. Two of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, Ace of Cups. You know, it's like you're saying, I'll get back to this later, because there is an opportunity here. I can't quite see it, but you don't technically need it. I think I've made that point several times. You don't need it. Two of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, Ace of Cups. I see you, like, I'll give this more perspective about whether or not I want to incorporate it. And then Two of Pentacles. Do I want to incorporate this into my life? Do we want to incorporate this opportunity in life? And you're saying Ace of Cups. If you want to emotionally invest, that's one thing. If you have stronger feeling about it, that's one thing. But for the most part, you have no real physical need to do it. So, no rush on that. It's at your leisure. It really is. Nope, to be clear, I'm not saying that is new love. Not at all. This is the heart space. Yours is quite satisfied. It's already very full. Get out of here. Who am I looking at? This is great. Hi, are you new? No. This is wonderful. I don't get to see this kind of stuff too often, so that makes me very happy. You know, but they also make for short readings. Still, by all rights, I tell you to get out of here because you don't need tarot. You just don't. Maybe you just wanted to see what that Ace of Pentacles was, honey. It looks to me like another opportunity or a coin that can be thrown into the account. Like, honestly. Defer. You don't have to make any decisions anytime soon. I think you said I'd have a stronger opinion if my heart was emotionally invested in this. And that's very true for water signs, be it in work or in love. The more emotionally invested we are, the much more likely we are to contribute, show up, and participate. You got to hook the heart first. And you're saying, right now, my heart's quite full. I have no reason to take that. Okay? And charge ahead. Charge ahead. Embrace courage and determination, forging your path with confidence and readiness to overcome obstacles, which, to be clear, I don't see obstacles for you. Nothing that's hitting the radar. No. Every foundation's going to have its quirks. It's going to have its nuances. It's going to have its aches and pains. But for the most part, you don't see it as a pain in your ass. You see it as your beautiful way of life, and you wouldn't trade it for anything. So no, just forge ahead. You have enough confidence here. You have emotional confidence. You're confident in your path. Charge ahead. I mean, don't fix what ain't broke. Stay as is or incorporate this. No pressure, guys. That's lovely. I don't think you need a time check, honestly. Maybe you get back to this, maybe you don't. But still, for funsies, who knows? I see a lot of decades for you. I think you've been connected to your person and you've been thriving and co-creating for 10 years or more. Somebody else showed me the 10s in the negative, and I think that was Cappy. You're showing me 10s in the positive. So this is the decade. Doesn't mean it's complete. That means this is the decade that you continue to build upon. It's already in its complete state. It's maintenance, but it's the positive maintenance. Okay, just because you reach 10 years doesn't mean things are over. That just means you know where things are, and they're in a good place for you. It's a solid foundation. It's not going anywhere. I think, yeah, you've been connected to this person for over 10 years and doing great. Hell yeah. I often see it's the lovers in its temporary position, lovers of the season. You have a lover of the lifetime, so I cannot begin to impress upon you how rare that is. You both work your asses off, I know that. J, B, T, X, F. But it's what you want to do. And you. There you are, my little Piscean friend. Boom, there's your symbol. You might be double, triple Pisces, could be connected to fellow Pisces, unless Pisces season might have been important. I think, however, if I were to date it on the timeline, Priestess 2, February, roughly still in your season, you had a feeling. An opportunity was coming through. And you weren't wrong. At 4-leaf clover, oh, I know there's a lot of hard work in here. I'll know that. But it seems at some point you cross that threshold between hard work and luck. You've had your share of opportunities. You both have. And you've maximized them. You know? Continue to do so, if as you see fit. Anyway, Pisces, honey, I hope it's helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer. What's up? Semi-Cancer. show me. Cancer. The situation, you. The Chariot, your power card. How you feel about things. 10 of Pentacles. Good. To consider, the Empress. Outcome, 9 of Wands. Oh. Interesting. You're saying you are moving forward pretty well. You like where you find yourself these days. You can feel your ambition rising, your forward momentum. My goodness. 10 of Pentacles, how you feel? It's like, it's good. I'm exactly where I want to be. Your foundation looks pretty solid. And you say, I've made a lot of progress there. So once more, foundation is not just your personal home, career, finances. It's all those things plus network, resources, community. It's a lot of attachment in there. Okay. And it extends outward, and you're like, that's exactly right. I keep it moving forward. I push it, and I push it. And I'm part of it all, and it's exciting. And like I said, you've made a lot of progress. To consider, the Empress. You're very productive. Yes. I can see that you're a person of impact or influence in what you do. But I don't think the Empress is you. I think it's someone outside of you. And they denote a certain level of importance. Okay. Influence in our lives. These are people who have a lot of weight in our world. The Emperor and Empress. Okay. There's something about them that perhaps we should consider. Outcome, 9 of Wands. Your energy towards them, not as progressive. There's some frustration in there. Okay. Perhaps you're trying to minimize their influence, but still. Something to think about when it comes to them. Okay? The Chariot, you. Two of Wands, Ace of Cups, King of Wands. Okay. You look great, by the way. You really do. The energy is beautiful. It's very fluid. Yeah. You're feeling a surge of things. It's not just related to your foundation, which can be a huge motivation for a lot of people, why they do what they do. You know, that rise and shine energy. But yours is more than that. Personal as well. Two of Wands, Two of Wands, King of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. It's beautiful. You're open. You are open to love. You are open to new love. You have a certain heat, passion, intensity. You really are open. It's actually quite gorgeous, lovely, and inviting. And it seems you do want to invite love into your life. Yeah. You feel yourself picking up in that goal, that drive, that feeling. Personal motivation is very strong for you. So yeah, you look great. You look ready. And if new love is your goal, it's just a matter of time. You're a gorgeous walking billboard of positive energies and love and direction, purpose, flow. Very attractive at this time. 10 of Pentacles. And you made a lot of progress in your foundation too. But it looks like you are all amped up for new love. But you're not running away with it. No. Don't get me wrong. You have a depth of feeling, but a steady hand. Okay. You look very turned on. You look very alive. 10 of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. Oh, Knight of Wands. Oh my gosh. To say you're turned on is an understatement. Methinks you got some prominent fire in your chart, particularly Leo, and I would say a dash of Aries. Anyway. Ace of Wands. To say you're turned on is an understatement. There's so much progress for you. Oh gosh, you're bursting with energy. Oh my goodness. I don't know how you contain it all. Look at you. You familiar with the idea of like second wind? I don't know where you're at in your stage of life, but you're so full of vigor. You're ready to rock, man. You are so ready to go. Ace of Wands, Knight of Wands, Judgment. It's like, this is my time, baby. This is my calling. This is the time. This is the place. This is the now. This is the present. This Cancer is alive. I'm rolling forward. You can't stop me. And I don't think anybody's trying to. No, you are a force to be reckoned with. So who would dare stand in your way anyway? And it's not empowering hard-ass energy like the Emperor, maybe even the Hierophant, who can be a spiritual hard-ass. This is, no. It's just so warm and moves forward so beautifully, naturally. Like, who would dare get in your way? Who would dare? You're marked with a new beginning. And that, in and of itself, knowing that, makes you feel giddy. It makes you feel high. But you're experienced. You are used to steadiness. You're used to steady character. So while you are excited by a new beginning, you're also very level-headed. So you still want stability. That's a long-term goal for you, right? But emotionally, you're so high and you're operating at such a high frequency right now. Eventually, when you find what you're looking for, that will invest and connect and start to stabilize. But for now, I just see you being open to possibility, and it's gorgeous. I love this. This is the kind of thing I can go on and on about, like I'm clearly doing now, but I have to cut it because we have to move on. But this is beautiful, and now it's the time. And how you feel about it, you feel alive. You're in tune with it, man. You are in tune with it. You are alive, my friend. So listen to this call. Heed that call. It is your time. It is your gorgeous, gorgeous time. I love it. I'm so happy for you. Now, to consider the Empress. Okay. You've already kind of shown me who you are. Let's check out this Empress as an influence, possibly. You don't want their influence. My hand just felt way heavy. It just felt like a dead weight when I put that card down. You don't want their influence. You don't want to work things out with them. I'm not interested in reading it further because neither are you. You are, right now you are you're in the interest of moving forward, not going backwards. And that doesn't threaten you at all. You didn't show me any fragmentation, second guessing. You're full steam ahead. It's beautiful. I said that many times. There's someone here. I saw that Nine of Wands and I'm like, Behaviorally, you are kind of tired, I believe, of blocking this person's effort and or influence. So I didn't know what you were going to do about it. The Empress, like I said, and the Emperor, they're typically persons we want to listen to, but you don't want to listen to this person. So what happens when you get tired of blocking? You completely discontinue the connection and giving to it specifically. You don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to anymore. 8 of Cups, I just felt the weight of that in my hand. 6 of Pentacles, the opportunity to balance and listen. Contribute. Tower, you said no, it would be stupid to do so. I said that's enough of that. You said if you participate any more balances with this Empress, it would be folly on your part or delusional or a waste of your time, energy, and effort. And that's pretty serious coming from you. You wouldn't say it unless you meant it. And if that's what you feel, then it's probably correct. You see it as anti-balance. Bare minimum, a waste of your time, energy, and effort. If not your feeling. And probably your feeling too. That's pretty serious. Especially given who you are, what you're like. To see this so negatively. It's like, I'm not going back there. And I don't want their influence. So to consider, just to let you know, I see that you're quite tired of deflecting this person's influence. In some way it will come through. And I think, or I should say come through again, that The way you associate their influence with so much negativity, surely they've tried to wave the white flag with you before or get you to pay attention, participate in some way. So I see that exhaustion here with the Nine of Wands. Let's go ahead and clarify that from blocking their effort. Well, it looks like they need to be given that absolute message, no, indefinitely, you know. It's pretty harsh, guys. It's because Six of Pentacles, again, it's where it can be seen, okay? That's in 3D world. Time, energy, and effort is visible. It's kind of like saying, I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want anything to do with your time, energy, and effort. Don't invest in me, and I'm not going to invest in you either. So that's pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy. And I'm used to saying heavy shit for the water signs. But from you, especially since you have this wonderful, warm, positive energy, that's serious. That's very serious. But I don't disagree with you that it's anti-balance. The Tower's there. That's over. That's done. I'm glad you see it that way. Or it's a waste of time. Bare minimum. Bare minimum. Excuse me. Minimum. I know sometimes I do sound like Elmer Fudd. You have to learn to laugh at these things, you know, because there's plenty of people who are happy to point them out to you. Did you know that you don't pronounce your words? Yeah, it's called a lisp or a stutter. Yeah, I'm aware. So I'd rather beat people to the punchline. I'm aware. Nine of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. Ooh. Yeah, no. That's a no. I went, yeah, no. No, no, yeah, no. Ace of Pentacles, Three of Cups, Knight of Swords. It will come in very quickly. No wonder you're pissed. It kind of looks like a desperate attempt. It must. Hi, baby. Send me in. You just come blazing through. Boom. With that Cinna baby energy. Look at you. You want to come say, okay, never mind. She comes blasting in here like, what's going on? Takes one look around and says, never mind, it's fine. Okay. Yeah, Nine of Wands. Okay, so that does come through all of a sudden. And it kind of does look like a desperate attempt. Ace of Pentacles, take me up on this offer, please. Now, now, now. Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Three of Cups. It is very slapdash. It might even be impulsive, yes. Let's get together now and connect now and balance now while we can. While we can, while I'm thinking about it, let's do it right now. And no. So no wonder you're pissed. It does seem to come out of, but you've already told us, no, I don't want your influence. I don't want to balance, so I can see why you're pissed off. They've done this before, but it's the latest incident, and I don't think it's happened yet. I think it's upcoming. And it's like, that's it. That's enough of this shit. I've had enough of this shit. I'm moving on from you and your influence and balancing with you. I meant it. I wasn't playing, and you're not playing. Your energy is beautiful, it's open, it's gorgeous until this, and then it kind of gets mad, frustrated, pissed off. So just to let you know, it's a good offer. It looks like a good offer. I'll meet you on your side of town, or I'll meet you where you are, or I can give you this now, or here's a prize, here's a something, you know. And it's so slapdash. It just comes in all of a sudden. So I can see why you're upset. I can see why you're frustrated. You associate them with all the wrong things. Right? Nothing good can come from that. So, Cancer honey, it's times like this when I get a 50-50. I see all this 50% awesomeness, awesome sauce. I'm so happy for you. I'm proud of you. And then I see this 50% bullshit, and it seems like they knock each other out. No. No, no, no. Remember, this is open before you, like an open road that has no end. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful, and I'm glad you're on it. Whatever it is you're looking for, you're going to find it. This, well, think of this as proof about why you're in this position. This, you're just getting started, baby. This is nothing but promise ahead of you. This is what you're leaving behind is the past. Okay? So while you're out here doing this, see that for what it is and say, you know what? Good job, Cancer. That's why we're over here. Okay? I promise you this is good things. But yeah. Oh, I see you blocking someone's shot. And you made it very clear you don't want any more shots from them. You're not playing a game here. Okay. The sculpture of self. Yeah. Shape the sculpture of self, honoring the perpetual act of forming and expressing identity. Yeah. You're not done figuring out what you look like. You're not. And that's interesting because I just got done saying, I know it looks like one of those 50-50 readings where it's light and bright and positive and sad, dark and negative, and I suppose in a way it is. But remember this happy side, this bright side, you're still figuring out what that is, and it will overcome the dark. This, what you have here. Remember, you have this because you understand what's not for you and what doesn't work for you. Very rarely do I see an emperor, empress so critically shot down like that. That tells me their character, their role, most decidedly is not what it used to be. Okay. You're still figuring out who you are, and it's nothing but promise. But you also have a good grip on who you are, too. And some of you, point blank, are looking for your other half, your new other half. Okay. Oh, noon. Okay. Noon? When? I don't know. At some point at noon. I honestly couldn't say. It happens so fast. It do it. You. Just in that, here in that spirit of just do it. Yeah, you are. Hell yeah. And it's with positive attitude as well. But there might be that influence there at around noon. At what day, I could not say. Sooner rather than later, I would imagine. Okay. Cinnamon. Oh, we have 3 medallions. Taurus, Scorpio, Virgo. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to former, exiting, and then possibly connecting in future in some way I can't see. The timelines might be important to you as well. Currently we're in Taurus season, obviously. Next up would be Virgo. But there you go. Now, let's get some letters. Oh, okay. We got them. O-J-Y-N-S-U-E-Y. And then we have the wolf on its head. It tells me, I believe, that they feel they're supposed to pursue you. Supposed to pursue this idea of connectivity or balance with you. It just feels like a trap. You don't want to be pursued by this one. Okay. All right, you're not part of its territory. You're not part of its pack. Remember, wolves are in packs when it's healthy. They protect the pack, and you don't want to be associated with this person. I don't believe. Not anymore. All right, Cancer, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well.